Chapter 1001. A big deal is coming. Ren Chang lowered his voice, but his expression was extremely exaggerated. The completely different performance made Lin Moi amused. In short, in Ren Chang's eyes, the first echelon laws are invincible. This guy also said that his future goal is only to comprehend a second echelon law. As for the first echelon law, he never even thought about it. It is estimated that most cultivators have the same idea as him. The first echelon laws are just dreams, the second echelon is the real hope that can be seen and touched. Like the people who can enter the God City, there are only a few. And only in the sea of laws in the God City can you see the first echelon laws. How many people can comprehend the first echelon laws like Lin Moi? After a lot of rambling, the two came to the teleportation array. Open the teleportation array, the target is the Suzaku number 90 star system. The distance is exactly 20 light years, which is exactly the farthest place Ren Chang can go. Ren Chang explained, not every star system has a time chamber. Generally speaking, a batch of time chambers will be set up every 20 star systems. The closest time chamber to us is in the number 90 star system. Lin Moi nodded. The time chamber is not in the human emperor network, but in the real world. Being able to change time, it is estimated that setting it up is not easy. 607, so the number will not be too many. The time chamber is not on a life star. The human race has created a small star for it alone. Outside the 98 to 1 life star, there is a satellite orbiting it. From the 98 to 1 star, it looks like a moon. On it, there is a huge area covered by a huge array. According to different array nodes, there are a total of 1,000 simple stone houses located on the array. Looking from the starry sky, the entire array is magnificent and solemn, revealing a sense of vastness. I don't know how many years this array has been running. Lin Moi can feel the taste of time from it. Ren Chang sighed. I used to come here once with the elders of my family. When I came here for the first time, I was shocked. I feel that this array is too old, so old that it's outrageous. The age of each of those stone houses exceeds my family. I don't know how many thousands of years they have existed. The person who arranged this array back then was really terribly strong. It is indeed very strong. How can an array that can change the flow of time not be strong? Each of the 1,000 stone houses is located on a node of the array. In the stone house, you can enjoy 10 times the time flow rate. 1 day passes in reality, and 10 days pass in the stone house. This saves 10 times the time. In the middle star system, there is also the time chamber of the true God realm. The time flow rate can reach 20 times, but the fee is much more expensive. You can try it later. Lin Moi said, I may stay here for a while. Brother Ren can go do some tasks first, and contact Brother Ren when I come out. Ren Chang hummed, okay, then I'll go do the task first. Thank you, Brother Ren. Thank you for what? It's such a small matter. You're too polite. If you have anything, just contact me. I can't help with anything else, but I still know something about the great world. Ren Chang waved his hand carelessly and turned to leave. He also has to do tasks. This sudden invasion of demons has broken the hotbed of the transcendent gods. It was originally thought that transcendent gods did not need to enter the battlefield. The real battlefield was very far away from them. Even if they reach the true God realm, if they just do tasks with peace of mind, they don't need to face the dangerous battlefield. But the reality is not the case. When war really comes, no one can escape. When foreign races enter the territory, even the transcendent gods who are not even cannon fodder have to go up to fight. If they are not enough, even those who are regarded as ordinary people, the half-step transcendent gods, need to go to the battlefield. When an avalanche occurs, no snowflake is innocent. Although the human emperor network has not yet recovered, many people have received information. Transcendent gods are starting to cultivate with all their strength and work hard on various tasks. Only by being strong can they survive in the great world. A sense of crisis arises spontaneously. The atmosphere seems to have suddenly become tense. Lin Moi thinks this is pretty good. He has always had a sense of urgency, but the human race in the great world doesn't seem to be like him, and is much more leisurely. This time, it just so happens that they can feel the pressure. Lin Moi flew into the array, as if entering another world. The moment he entered the array, Lin Moi felt that the whole world had slowed down. Yin and yang, muttering softly, he realized something in his heart. Many things have positive and negative, black and white, yin and yang distinctions. Just as the law of immortality contains the ultimate life and death. In the law of time, there are also two opposing attributes of fast and slow. In the entire formation, the time chamber is fast in time, and time passes quickly inside. But outside the time chamber, time is slow. Time passes very slowly here, and even the speed of one's own movements is affected. In this instant, Lin Mo felt as if he had a new understanding of the law of time. The law of time is very magical, and he has an impulse to comprehend the law of time. But Zhu Tian's warning is still in his ears: before becoming a god, do not try to comprehend other laws. Give up the law of thunder and lightning, and even the law of slaughter in the second echelon should be allowed to develop naturally. Specialize in one law of immortality. Lin Mo believed that Zhu Tian would not harm him, knowing that there must be something particular about it. He suppressed his desire for the law of time and waited until he became a god to comprehend it. Arriving at the center of the formation, there is an ancient and magnificent building here. Open black lens bracket Hall of Cherishing Time close black lens bracket. A huge plaque hangs above the building, with 3 vigorous characters engraved on the plaque. Hall of Cherishing Time, is it to cherish time? Lin Mo smiled slightly, naturally understanding. Even if cultivators possess a long lifespan, the path of cultivation is even longer. If you want to go further, you really need to cherish time. There are not many people in the Hall of Cherishing Time, far less than places like the Task Center and the Trading Center. Many people would rather spend 10 times more to cultivate in the Sea of Laws in the Human Emperor's cultivation ground. With the existence of law stars, the speed of comprehending laws is dozens or hundreds of times faster than here. Only some people with niche laws will come here. Lin Mo walked to the counter in the center of the hall and said to the service staff behind, "Hello, I want a time chamber." The service staff was a young and beautiful girl, whose strength had reached the first level of transcendent god. "How long does Senior need to rent it for?" She squinting her eyes, her smiling face was like a bright moon, bright and beautiful. Not only is she beautiful, but her voice is also extremely pleasant. In fact, after Lin Mo entered the great world, he didn't seem to have seen any ugly girls. From his aesthetic point of view, they are basically all beauties. Perhaps this is the characteristic of the great world. Lin Mo didn't care, rent it for 100 days first. The girl's eyes lit up. 100 days, that's 10,000 points. A big business is here. Chapter 1002, Is he old and senile? There are not many people in the time chamber, although it is about 10 times cheaper than the Human Emperor's cultivation ground. But 100 points a day is not cheap for many cultivators. Those who comprehend niche laws are often of average strength, making it difficult to do tasks and earn points easily. Besides the usual consumption and purchase of pills, equipment and materials, there is not much left. Normally, people who come can rent for 10 days or half a month, which is considered a lot. It is rare for someone to come for 100 days at once. This girl named Zhu Chao, her eyes shining, looked at Lin Mo like she was looking at a rich and powerful person. "Senior, do you really want to rent for 100 days? That's 10,000 points. According to the rules of the time chamber, she can get a commission of 1%, which is 100 points. 100 points is a considerable amount for her, who is only at the first level of Transcendent God and only has level 1 permissions. Lin Mo felt that Zhu Chao's eyes were a little strange, as if she was too excited. Rent it for 100 days first, and add more if it's not enough. Add more if it's not enough. Zhu Chao's eyes lit up even more. A real rich man has arrived. But he is obviously only at the 6th level of Transcendent God, with level 3 permissions. Where did Lin Mo get so many points? It's not that Zhu Chao hasn't seen seniors with level 3 permissions, those at the 8th and 9th levels of Transcendent God are also very frugal. How would she know that Lin Mo has a huge sum of 720,000 points? 10,000 points is just change, it doesn't matter if he spends a little. Lin Mo is just trying out the effect of the time chamber first. If the effect is good, he will definitely add more. 100 days is too short to comprehend a law. Zhu Chao enthusiastically registered Lin Mo, and then took Lin Mo to the time chamber. "Senior Lin, I have selected time chamber number 9 for you. We have a total of 1,000 time chambers here, among which time chamber number 9 is the most special in the entire formation. It is the intersection of many nodes in the formation, and the perception of the laws of the entire great world is the clearest, and the effect is the best. Although it is not as good as the Sea of Laws, it is already considered the best one here. No matter what laws Senior Lin wants to comprehend, time chamber number 9 has a certain bonus. On the way to the time chamber, Zhu Chao introduced some of the situation in the time chamber to Lin Mo. Although they are in the same formation, the effects are similar, but different locations still have some differences. Under the cover of the time formation, the clarity of the laws of the great world will be affected more or less. Some time chambers have less impact on the laws of the great world, and some have more. Although the difference is not big, it is always better to have less impact. Zhu Chao specially selected the best time chamber for Lin Mo, a big customer, so she naturally had to take care of him more. The two followed the formation nodes and came to time chamber No. 9. Zhu Chao opened the door for Lin Mo. Senior, don't worry, no one will come to disturb you. Lin Mo could feel the aura of the law of time coming from the room. If I haven't come out after 100 days, you don't have to call me, just deduct the points automatically. Lin Mo didn't know how long it would take for him to comprehend. Anyway, his points can support up to 7,200 days. Converted to reality, that is 720 days, about 2 years, which should be enough. Zhu Chao showed a bright smile. Junior knows, Senior can cultivate in peace. Lin Mo nodded and walked into the time chamber. The ancient door closed with a roar, and the originally dark time chamber suddenly lit up. The surroundings became transparent, and Lin Mo seemed to be in the void, and the aura of the laws of the great world came to his face. It is slightly different from the feeling outside, but the difference is not very big. If his soul quality was not as high as the 4th grade, he might not be able to feel it. Any law belongs to one of the laws of the great world. Even if there is no corresponding law star in the sea of laws, it is still possible to comprehend it from the laws of the great world, but the effect is not so good. Great world law. Useless to me. Lin Mo does not need to comprehend the laws of the great world, he comprehends only his own law of immortality. He doesn't need the law stars in the sea of laws either, he has better things. In his soul world, among the multi-star spells, the law of immortality is displayed in a materialized form, and the effect is far better than law stars. The skeleton-like multi-star spells contain the power of death of the law of immortality. The summoning multi-star spells contain the power of life of the law of immortality. Lin Mo only needs to comprehend them and fuse the two forces to comprehend the complete law of immortality. From 0 to 1 is the most difficult, and Lin Mo took a full 2 years. Seeking flowers, but once it reaches 1, it will be much easier to comprehend later. Lin Mo sat quietly in the time chamber and began to comprehend with all his attention. After entering the great world, this is the first formal cultivation. Time passed day by day, and Lin Mo fully immersed himself in his cultivation. Suzaku no. 1 star is also known as the Domain Lord Star. The Domain Lord's mansion is located here. Domain Lord Zhu Tian looked at the message he had just received, his expression slightly solemn. Is the intelligence true? Before him, a person completely wrapped in a black robe lowered his head. It shouldn't be false. His voice was equally hoarse and deep. He was called Blackbird and belonged to Zhu Tian's secret forces. 0. Zhu Tian had several people like this under his command. The one who followed Lin Mo before was also one of them. Blackbird was mainly responsible for intelligence work. This time, he obtained information about Lin Mo and sent it over immediately. Zhu Tian said in a low voice, "You can go down first and continue to keep an eye on him. If there is any change, tell me." Blackbird said in a low voice, "Do you want to send someone to protect him?" Zhu Tian thought for a while, "Send 2 people to follow him secretly. Unless it is absolutely necessary, don't take action. I believe he can handle it himself." Understood, Blackbird responded and turned to leave. After he left, Zhu Tian entered the Human Emperor network and contacted Luo Chengken. "Old man Luo, come out." He was not polite at all. He and Luo Chengken knew each other well and didn't need to be polite at all. Before him, light flickered, revealing Luo Chengken's figure. This was the benefit of the Human Emperor network. No matter where you are, if you want to meet, a thought is enough. Luo Chengken glared at Zhu Tian with unfriendly eyes. "Zhu Laosan, are you looking for me to fight?" Zhu Tian said angrily, "I don't have time to fight you. I'm asking you, do you know that Lin Mo has entered the demon kill list?" Luo Chengken didn't speak, just looked at him quietly. His expression made Zhu Tian even more angry. "Don't play dumb, you must know. With the intelligence network of your God of War temple, even I can know about you, how could your god of war temple not know? Luo Chengken sneered, then why are you asking? Are you getting old and senile? Chapter 1003. Cannot grow in a greenhouse. Zhu Tian and Luo Chengken, two old guys, didn't know how old they were combined, glaring at each other, neither willing to give in. After a while, Zhu Tian couldn't help but open his mouth. What is your god of war temple going to do? Luo Chengken looked at him like he was an idiot. Do you think I would tell you? Zhu Tian snorted, I can probably guess even if you don't say it. Since you can guess, then why are you asking? Luo Chengken threw back another impolite sentence. Zhu Tian ignored what he said and said in a deep voice, I just want to confirm. If you don't say it, it doesn't matter. I will immediately order people to protect Lin Mo and prevent anyone from touching him. Hearing this, Luo Chengken's expression changed and he sternly rebuked, are you crazy? You can never raise towering trees in a greenhouse. Zhu Tian chuckled, are you anxious? Is it any of your business? That was the reaction he wanted from Luo Chengken. From the previous practices of the God of War Temple, he had roughly deduced what the God of War Temple would do. Luo Chengken glared at Zhu Tian, what exactly do you want to do? Zhu Tian said, it's very simple, I want to share information about Lin Mo. Don't hide the information you get from me, and I will tell you everything I know. Let me think. Luo Chengken fell into deep thought. Zhu Tian was not in a hurry, and also pondered some information about Lin Mo. There was a list within the demon race. This list was set up for their several hostile races, called the Demon Kill List. The people on the list were those who the demon race believed would pose a threat to their race. Lin Mo had shown amazing combat power this time. Although his level was still low, he was still like an ant to the demon race. But Lin Mo's potential made the demon race feel threatened. If Lin Mo grows up, if he can still maintain such combat power. So this time Lin Mo entered the demon's kill list, and the demons would use various means to kill Lin Mo. In fact, not only demons have a kill list, but humans also have similar lists. In the countless years of fighting between the human race and the demon race, it has become commonplace for both sides to secretly assassinate each other's geniuses. In racial struggles, no means can be called vicious. As long as the goal can be achieved, it is fine. Once upon a time, a peerless genius appeared in the human race and entered the demon race's kill list. In order to kill him, the demon race did not hesitate to launch a war. This war affected dozens of star systems, nearly half of the star field, and dozens of divine venerables participated in it. The human race defended strictly and tried to protect this genius, but they still failed to protect him. No one could have imagined that the demon race paid a huge price to invite the Shadow Clan, who were best at assassination. In the end, the divine venerable in the Shadow Clan took action and assassinated this genius who was only in the true God realm. The final result was that the human race lost a peerless genius. The human race's high-level officials were furious, and the peerless powerhouse in the God City took action and killed all the way into the Shadow Clan. The divine venerable of the Shadow Clan who took action was beaten to ashes, and he forced the Shadow Clan to sign a treaty under the city. From then on, the Shadow Clan announced to the entire great world that any assassination action would not use Shadow Clan people beyond the target's own realm. That is to say, if the assassination target is in the true God realm, the Shadow Clan will at most use assassins in the true God realm. This kind of treaty under the city was made under the strong pressure of the human race. If it was not made, the Shadow Clan might face the disaster of extermination. However, Zhu Tian knew that the human race did not really want to destroy the Shadow Clan. In fact, for a long time, the human race often asked the Shadow Clan to assassinate the geniuses of other races. However, it has never happened that a divine venerable killed a true god. That time, the Shadow Clan had gone too far and broke the rules. If the Shadow Clan had only sent a divine king, the human race might not have reacted so strongly. In the end, the Shadow Clan is just a tool. Tools can be used to help, but tools cannot break the rules. If they break the rules, they will be punished. Who told you that the Shadow Clan is not strong enough, and can only be humble in the face of the strong human race? After Luo Chengken pondered for a moment, he said, okay, I promise you, we will share information about Lin Mo, but I also have a request. You say. Zhu Tian's attitude improved a lot when he saw Luo Chengken agreed. Luo Chengken said, you can send people to protect Lin Mo, but you can't let him find out. What we need are warriors, not flowers that are raised with care. Zhu Tian waved his hand. Nonsense, would I not know this principle? I promise you, tell me, what other information have you mastered? Luo Chengqin was also very straightforward and directly said the information he knew. After the demon race put Lin Mo on the kill list, they went to the Shadow Clan. Quote. Zhu Tian snorted, I had already guessed that they would do this. Do these guys have no other means besides these? Luo Chengqin shook his head, but besides the Shadow Clan, they still went to another clan. Which one? Zhu Tian raised his eyebrows. Luo Chengqin shook his head, I don't know yet. The demons have blocked the news very tightly, and we don't know much. Even you don't know, it seems that this matter is no small matter. Zhu Tian's face was gloomy, he knew the abilities of the God of War Temple. If even the God of War Temple doesn't know, it can only mean that the demons are indeed doing it very secretly. The more secretive it is, the greater the threat, and the more it cannot be taken lightly. Luo Chengqin said, the meaning of the Palace Master is still to look at Lin Mo's potential. He came out of the small world, to be precise, he killed his way out of the small world. His killing intent is very heavy, especially towards other races, and he is ruthless. This is a good thing, but it is not a good thing. So we still need to observe him further, and we must not obliterate his killing intent. Zhu Tian snorted, you guys, you just think too much and make it so complicated. But I know what you mean, I have a sense of propriety. Tell me if there's any news. Let me think, should I find someone to go to the small world where Lin Mo you came from? Luo Chengqin hummed in agreement, I've thought about this too, but I suggest you ask the city lord. Perhaps you'll get a different answer. Zhu Tian glared, do you know something? Luo Chengqin shook his head, I don't know, but I've asked similar questions before. You can go ask. Alright, I'll contact you if there's any new information. Remember to send me any new information you get. After saying that, Luo Chengqin disappeared, leaving the Human Emperor network. Zhu Tian also left. He sat in his chair, gently tapping the armrest with his fingers, and muttered to himself, it seems old Luo definitely knows something. That fellow won't say, and even wants me to ask the city lord. Ask then, what's there to be afraid of? Saying that, he reported his intention to explore Lin Mo Yu's origins. He quickly received a reply from the city lord. The reply was simple, 2 words, forbidden. But it was these 2 words that caused Zhu Tian's expression to change slightly. The refusal was so blunt, it was obviously strange. He felt even more puzzled. Was the small world where Lin Mo Yu came from very special? Chapter 1004. The Buddhist clan approaches, discussing Buddhism and preaching. Vermilion Bird 90 to 1 star, the only star system in the nearby 20 star systems to have a time chamber. Although not many people come to the time chamber, there are always some, bringing some visitors from beyond to Vermilion Bird 90 to 1 star. Lin Mo Yu comprehended the laws in the time chamber, completely unaware of the passage of time, or the changes in the outside world. During his cultivation, batches of people came and went. Few people could be like Lin Mo Yu, who could consume a large number of points for long-term cultivation. In the Transcendent God Realm stage, points are not easy to earn. With level 3 permissions, a mission rewards anywhere from a few hundred to 1,000 points. After deducting expenses and purchasing materials, not much is actually used for cultivation. Unlike Lin Mo Yu, who has no need for this and earns points quickly enough. In the blink of an eye, Lin Mo Yu had spent 1,000 days in the time chamber, and 100 days had passed outside. 1,000 days, consuming a full 100,000 points. Zhu Chao, as a staff member, was in a great mood, and her smile became even brighter. With 100,000 points, she could get 1% of it, a full 1,000 points. For her, who only had level 1 permissions, 1,000 points was a fortune. On this day, the door of time chamber number 9 opened, and Lin Mo Yu walked out. 100 days outside, and 1,000 days in the time chamber, nearly 3 years. This was also the longest period Lin Mo Yu had cultivated in one go since changing classes. Cultivation knows no years, indeed. The law of time is magical, but also fair. He spent 3 years in the time chamber, and his bone age increased by 3 years. Now, if he were to be tested again, he would be a solid 31 years old, no longer 28 years old. Even so, a 31-year-old Transcendent God 9th Order is still scary enough. In the 1,000 days, Lin Mo Yu constantly comprehended the law of immortality. With the law manifestation as a reference, Lin Mo Yu's cultivation speed was extremely fast, and his cultivation level rose steadily. Finally, after 1,000 days, he raised his level to the Transcendent God 9th Order, and his control over the law also reached 9%. He only needed to take one more step, reaching 10%, to step into the true God realm. The current Lin Mo Yu, in the eyes of others, is at the peak of the Transcendent God realm. But Lin Mo Yu knew his own strength clearly, and it would not be an exaggeration to say he was invincible in the Transcendent God realm. Even ordinary 3rd Order True Gods and 4th Order True Gods, he could fight and win and kill. He could at least draw with a Transcendent God 5th Order. Returning to the Cherished Time Hall, the Cherished Time Hall was still deserted and empty, except for Zhu Chao, the staff member. There was no one else. When Zhu Chao saw Lin Mo Yu, she immediately ran over quickly. "Senior Lin, you've come out of seclusion." Lin Mo Yu nodded. 100 days have passed, so I came out of seclusion. 100 days? Zhu Chao was slightly stunned. Only then did she realize that the 100 days Lin Mo Yu was talking about referred to the 100 days in the real world. Lin Mo Yu asked strangely, "Is there a problem?" Zhu Chao quickly shook her big head. No problem, no problem. I thought Senior Lin was talking about the 100 days in the cultivation room. Luckily I didn't disturb Senior Lin." During this period, Zhu Chao wanted to call Lin Mo Yu several times, but fortunately, she endured it. Lin Mo Yu didn't care, and smiled slightly. "It's okay, it doesn't matter even if you disturbed me." "Alright, I should go." Zhu Chao hummed, "I'll send Senior Lin out." She had a good impression of this big customer who had earned her 1,000 points, and was so easy to talk to, without any airs. She obediently led the way, until she watched Lin Mo Yu leave the star, and then returned. There was still some reluctance in her eyes. After all, such a good customer was too rare. After Lin Mo Yu came out, he sent a message to Ren Chang, and Ren Chang immediately responded, saying he was in the 50th star system. Lin Mo Yu was slightly stunned. This fellow had gone to the 50th star system, which meant that his permissions had been upgraded from level 2 to level 3. But what was this fellow doing in the 50th star system? Lin Mo Yu didn't think too much and followed to the 50th star system. As a medium star system, the Vermilion Bird 50th star system was much more prosperous than a low star system. Even the Vermilion Bird 51st star system, which was closest to it, was far inferior to it. There was an essential difference between low star systems and medium star systems. Ordinary low star systems need to meet multiple conditions if they want to upgrade. One of them is that a God Emperor must appear. In addition to this, there are some other conditions. The God Emperor condition alone has already trapped most low star systems. The medium star system was bustling with people and very lively. True gods could be seen everywhere here, and there were not a few God Kings either. Transcendent God 9th Order were as common as hares. After Lin Mo Yu arrived, he received a message from Ren Chang, who had just finished his mission. Lin Mo Yu met him in front of the mission center. Ren Chang not only had his permissions upgraded to level 3, but his strength had also been upgraded to Transcendent God 7th Order. When Ren Chang saw Lin Mo Yu, he exclaimed exaggeratedly, "Good heavens, you've reached the peak of the Transcendent God realm." He knew that Lin Mo Yu had mastered the law domain, and once he reached the Transcendent God 9th Order, he could be called the peak of the Transcendent God realm, and his strength far exceeded ordinary Transcendent God 9th Order. Lin Mo Yu asked, "Why did you come to the 50th star system?" Ren Chang said, "To watch the fun." Watch the fun? Lin Mo Yu was slightly stunned. What kind of fun was worth watching? Ren Chang said, "Didn't you notice there were a lot of people here just now?" Lin Mo Yu looked around, and there were indeed more than the last time he came. But he didn't think elsewhere, he just simply thought that there were more people in the medium star system. Ren Chang pointed to the sky, "There are even more people in the starry sky." Lin Mo Yu asked, "What fun are they watching?" "The people of the Buddhist clan are coming over to discuss Buddhism and preach to us," Ren Chang said in a low voice. Lin Mo Yu was slightly stunned. He had heard of the Buddhist clan. As far as he knew, among the thousands of races in the great world, the Buddhist clan was a relatively unique branch. They preached non-contention with the world, only occupying a piece of the starry sky for themselves, and not fighting with foreign races. But their strength was very powerful, and foreign races generally did not dare to provoke them easily. The relationship between the human race and the Buddhist clan was neither good nor bad. At least, there had been no intense conflicts between them. In his previous life, there was a religion called Buddhism. Lin Moyu didn't know if the Buddhism of his previous life had any connection with the Buddhist clan of the Great World. Lin Moyu asked, "What does discussing Buddhism and preaching refer to?" Ren Chang said, "It seems you know nothing about the Buddhist clan. You have level 3 permission now, you should be able to see the Buddhist clan's information." Different permissions allowed access to different information. Lin Moyu had checked the information once when he had level 1 permission, and even bought some information. The soul garment was refined at that time. Later, he was too busy, constantly occupied, and never had time to properly look at the information. Lin Moyu asked, "When is the Buddhist clan coming?" Ren Chang calculated, "Probably in a few days, but the altar has already been set up in space, let's go take a look." Lin Moyu said, "All right, let's go see it." Chapter 1005, The Arrival of the Buddhist Clan, Divine Dragon Carrying the Palace. A huge altar stood tall in space. Starting from 1,000 meters away from the altar, a large number of human race cultivators surrounded it from all directions. Among the human race cultivators, those closest to the altar were all divine kings. Further away were true gods and transcendent gods. The order of distance was determined by cultivation level, orderly and well arranged. At this time, there were still 3 days before the discussion on Buddhism and preaching. Lin Moyu and Ren Chang chose a spot to watch from afar. Ren Chang looked around, truly there to join in the fun. Lin Moyu began to check the information about the Buddhist clan. With level 3 permission, he could access much more information. Some of it described the affairs of the Buddhist clan. The Buddhist clan was indeed a unique race, not only self-contained but also absorbing all races, which was called conversion within the Buddhist clan. As long as one converted to the Buddhist clan, they could become a member of the Buddhist clan and be protected by them. Even if they were hunted down by other races, even if they were heinous, as long as they converted to the Buddhist clan, they would be protected by the Buddhist clan. The most common saying in the Buddhist clan was, "Lay down the butcher knife and become a Buddha on the spot." The Buddhist clan's conversion targets were very diverse, regardless of the race, they almost never refused. Unlike the human race, which was all humans, or the demon race, which was all demons. In the Buddhist clan, there were humans, demons, stone people, minotaurs, and so on. Most races in the Great World could be found in the Buddhist clan. It could be said that the Buddhist clan was a mixed race. Even after a long time, they were not sure what race they originally came from. All who joined the Buddhist clan called themselves Buddhist clan members, and had nothing to do with their original race. Within the Buddhist clan, their realm divisions were also different from other races. The transcendent god realm was called Vajra in their language. The true god realm and divine king were called Arhat and Bodhisattva respectively. The divine venerable realm could be called Buddha. It was said that the strongest in the Buddhist clan, called the Buddha ancestor, was even stronger than the divine venerable realm. He compared the Buddhist clan with the Buddhism of his previous life, finding that they had many things in common. It seemed that the Buddhist clan's ideology had spread widely, even affecting the small world of the human race, forming Buddhism. The Buddhist clan constantly promoted their theories, equality for all, no killing, love of peace. And they would also go to various races from time to time to preach Buddhism, which was the origin of the discussion on Buddhism and preaching. Over countless years, the Buddhist clan had come countless times. The longer the interval, the larger the scale of the discussion on Buddhism and preaching. This time, it had been more than 300 years since the last visit. Ren Chang whispered, "I heard that this time, the Buddhist clan will travel through the 4 great star regions, hundreds of star systems, conducting hundreds of discussions on Buddhism and preaching, lasting for 10 years. Lin Moyu nodded and continued to read other information about the Buddhist clan. He was very interested in this race. Ren Chang continued to say, "I wonder how many people will be bewitched by the Buddhist clan this time." Bewitched? Lin Moyu looked over, somewhat puzzled. Ren Chang explained, "I also heard from the elders in my family that the Buddhist clan takes away a group of people every time they discuss Buddhism and preach. These people leave the human race, join the Buddhist clan, and become members of the Buddhist clan." Lin Moyu frowned, "Does the human race's high command care? Such a blatant act of snatching people from the human race, wouldn't the human race care? Moreover, they were snatching cultivators." Lin Moyu didn't believe the human race's high command didn't care, he could only say, was there a deeper reason? Ren Chang shook his head. It seems like they don't care, and every time the Buddhist clan comes to discuss Buddhism and preach, those adults will agree. Lin Moyu guessed that there must be a reason, but he didn't know it for the moment. Ren Chang continued, the Buddhist clan not only snatches people from our human race, but also from other races. This has led to their numbers increasing, and the star regions they occupy expanding. What's strange is that other races have no reaction. Lin Moyu fell into thought. Not only did the human race have no reaction, but other races also had no reaction, allowing the Buddhist clan to snatch people. It seems there is something strange internally. Lin Moyu continued to browse the previous information about the Buddhist clan. There were not many records about the Buddhist clan, many were just descriptions. Lin Moyu quickly finished reading, and did not get an answer. Thinking that he was only level 3 permission, the information he could see was only basic, naturally he couldn't get any answers. There was still some time before the discussion on Buddhism and preaching. Lin Moyu simply checked other information. He liked to read. By checking the information, he could better understand the human race, understand the entire great world. As he read more and more information, Lin Moyu's understanding of the great world became more and more in-depth. Time passed unconsciously. Ren Chang's voice came from his ear, the people of the Buddhist clan are here. Lin Moyu withdrew his attention and looked in the direction Ren Chang pointed. A golden light flew from far to near, the speed seemed slow but was actually fast. A dragon's roar sounded in his soul. Lin Moyu's pupils shrank slightly, he saw a divine dragon with a golden body flying in space. On its back, there was an equally magnificent golden Buddhist temple. A divine dragon as a mount. Lin Moyu couldn't help but be surprised. The divine dragon was the highest level in the dragon race. The Buddhist clan actually used the divine dragon as a mount, carrying the Buddhist temple in space. If the dragon race knew. He thought for a moment, and immediately realized that something was wrong. Since the Buddhist clan dared to let the divine dragon be a mount and carry the Buddhist temple in such a high-profile manner, how could the dragon race not know? This shows that the dragon race has acquiesced. At this time, he thought of the information he had just seen. The Buddhist clan had the 8 divisions of heavenly dragons, one of the 8 divisions was the dragon. At that time, he didn't expect that the dragon referred to the dragon race. Lin Moyu asked in a low voice, did the Buddhist clan also take divine dragons from the dragon race? Ren Chang was not very sure. Maybe. Anyway, the elders in the family said that there are thousands of races in the Buddhist clan, almost every race outside can be found in the Buddhist clan. There is only one race that is an exception. What race? The Zerg. Lin Moyu was shocked. There were 10,000 races in the Buddhist clan, only the Zerg were missing. Is it because the Zerg are very special? Ren Chang said again, Qian Lihao, I heard some time ago that the Dragon clan seems to have fought with the Zerg. Why did they fight? I heard that the Zerg were using the Dragon clan's corpses as puppets and were discovered by the Dragon clan. This is considered the greatest insult to the Dragon clan, so they fought. Ren Chang's words reminded Lin Mo of the deep space in the small world, where the Zerg occupied the corpses of the Dragon clan. Although it was just a giant dragon, the giant dragon also felt that it had suffered a great insult. Later, he told Antares about this, and Antares was also very angry. Lin Mo guessed whether Antares had passed the news back to the Dragon clan. He had no doubt that Antares had this ability. If that were the case, he would find the Buddhist clan even more terrifying. The Dragon clan could start a war with the Zerg because of corpses, but the Buddhist clan abducted their divine dragon, and the Dragon clan acquiesced. The vigilance in his heart immediately rose to the highest level. The dragon's roar sounded again, and the divine dragon had carried the Buddhist temple to the altar. Chapter 1006. This world is cruel, and the weak perish. Amitabha. The loud Buddhist chant resounded through the starry sky. The sound of the soul hit like a huge wave, and the entire starry sky was rumbling. The starry sky, which had been filled with some small noises, instantly became quiet. Everyone present had slightly scattered eyes and lost focus. This Buddhist chant was very peculiar. Apart from the people in the starry sky, the people in the stars could not hear it at all. The accuracy of the sound positioning also highlighted the other party's control over power, which was extremely precise. The starry sky was silent for a while, and Lin Mo frowned sharply. He felt a strange power from the sound. The sound contained a trace of a special law, trying to drill into his soul. Although the law was small, it was very tenacious, and it hit the crystal wall outside the soul time and time again. The crystal wall buzzed, blocking the invasion of the law. Through the collision of laws, Lin Mo could infer that the level of the law was very high. At least the second echelon of laws, and in the second echelon, it is also a law that is at the forefront. The law has a strong bewitching power, as if it can confuse people's hearts. Lin Mo came to this conclusion based on his feelings and seeing everyone's reaction. Lin Mo's vigilance became even stronger. He reached out and gently patted Ren Chang beside him, making a soft, low shout, "Wake up!" Ren Chang shivered, his eyes instantly regained focus, and he woke up. Ren Chang felt a chill in his heart, and his face turned pale. 483 inches. What happened? Just now, for a moment, I wanted to join the Buddhist clan. Lin Mo transmitted his voice. Their Buddhist chant has a bewitching power that will affect others. But as long as your will is strong enough, you will eventually be able to break free. As soon as Lin Mo finished speaking, someone in the starry sky had already woken up. The first to wake up were the God Kings. The God Kings woke up one after another. The earlier they woke up, the more it basically represented the strength of their willpower and the strength of their souls. However, among the nearly 1 million people in the starry sky, no one could be completely unaffected like Lin Mo. Amitabha. Another Buddhist chant sounded. Here it comes again. Lin Mo didn't expect the other party to come for a second wave, and he felt a slight anger in his heart. But he immediately felt something was wrong. All the people who had not yet woken up, after this Buddhist chant, woke up one after another and returned to their normal appearance. Laughter rang out in the starry sky. Venerable Kongwen Buddha has come from afar. Lin has failed to welcome you. The space twisted slightly, and suddenly there was one more person on the altar. Lin Tang, the Star Master of the 50th star system. Lin Mo had met Lin Tang once before, and he had a good impression of Lin Tang. Benefactor Lin, are you well? In the loud voice, Kongwen Buddha slowly flew out of the Buddhist temple and stood in front of Lin Tang. Buddha is the title in the Buddhist clan, which is actually the God Venerable realm in the Great World. Lin Tang, as the Star Master of the 50th star system, also possessed the God Venerable cultivation level, and was enough to be on an equal footing with Kongwen Buddha. Kongwen Buddha was obviously an old acquaintance with Lin Tang. The two smiled and exchanged greetings, and the atmosphere was very harmonious. However, what shocked Lin Mo was that the Space Buddha was actually a human. He didn't expect that there were human God Venerables who had joined the Buddhist clan, which surprised him. He didn't know whether he was already a God Venerable before joining the Buddhist clan, or whether he became a God Venerable Buddha after joining the Buddhist clan. When Lin Tang and Kongwen Buddha were reminiscing about the past, the starry sky was extremely quiet. The auras of the two God Venerables were naturally revealed, suppressing the audience, and the world became extremely silent. Even the distant star flames seemed to have weakened a bit. The divine dragon carrying the Buddhist temple folded its body and stopped quietly on the altar, motionless. After a while, Lin Tang and Kongwen Buddha finished reminiscing about the past. Lin Tang's eyes swept across the starry sky, and his voice slowly sounded. This Buddhist debate and lecture will be presided over by Kongwen Buddha of the Buddhist clan. Kongwen Buddha has the cultivation of a God Venerable. Although what he speaks is the Dharma of the Buddhist clan, all Dharmas lead to the same goal. You can listen carefully. Remember, you must not speak or interrupt halfway. If there are those who do not want to listen, please leave on your own. Those who have realized something on the way must also not make noise or disturb others. This Buddhist debate and lecture will begin in 1 day, please wait patiently. After the words fell, Lin Tang slowly walked aside, leaving the huge altar to the Space Buddha. The Space Buddha declared the Buddha's name again, and pointed his finger at the Buddhist temple on the back of the divine dragon. DBCC, the Buddhist temple buzzed and bloomed with dazzling brilliance. The entire Buddhist temple left the body of the divine dragon and came to the altar. The Buddhist temple was shining with golden light, shining brightly. In the golden light, 18 arhats holding various weapons flew out and stood at various positions on the altar, forming a Buddhist formation. Ren Chang whispered, "This is the 18 arhats formation, which is a very famous formation in the Buddhist clan." Lin Mo had also seen the saying of the 18 arhats formation in the information. It is said that 18 God King level Buddhist arhats form a large formation, which is enough to compete with the God Venerable. It is a very powerful formation. However, Lin Mo could also see that the 18 arhats on the altar were not real people, but were condensed by the means of the Buddhist clan. It is not known how powerful it is, but the momentum is full, and it is good enough to look at, and it is enough to scare people. The divine dragon was still entrenched in the air, its eyes closed, as if it was already asleep. A lotus platform appeared under the feet of Kongwen Buddha. The lotus platform has 12 leaves, known as the 12-grade lotus platform. The lotus platform is the most common magic weapon of the Buddhist clan, and it is very useful for fighting with people and traveling. The level of the lotus platform can be directly judged by the number of leaves. The 12-grade lotus platform is already at the God Venerable level. Kongwen Buddha sat quietly on the lotus platform, clasped his hands together, formed the Buddhist handprint, and waited with his eyes closed. Within a day, people kept coming. The original scale of 1 million has now more than doubled. The starry sky was full of people. Lin Mo and Ren Chang retreated again and again, and even could not see Kongwen Buddha. Lin Mo pulled Ren Chang back, all the way to the outermost periphery of the crowd. Ren Chang asked, "Will we retreat too far outside?" Lin Mo didn't think so. "It's okay, just listen with your ears, you don't have to look at him. Also, when listening, strengthen your will and don't be bewitched. If you can't hold on, just back away. Otherwise, if you convert and enter the Buddhist clan, it will be no fun." Ren Chang seemed to understand. "Will it be like this?" Lin Mo nodded. "It's possible." Based on what he had seen, he believed that the Buddha Kongwen might also be using that kind of law when discussing Buddhism and expounding its principles. Once people with weak wills were easily bewitched and developed the idea of converting to the Buddhist clan. Lin Mo even suspected that each time Buddhism was discussed and its principles expounded, those who converted were people whose wills were not firm enough. As long as one's will was firm enough and one's soul was strong enough, one would not be affected. Why didn't the human race stop it? According to his analysis, those with weak wills were unlikely to achieve great things. Such people were of little use even if they stayed. Since the Buddhist clan liked them, then let them take them. The human race was actively giving up a group of people, letting them convert to the Buddhist clan and leave the human race. It sounded a bit cruel, but that was the reality. It wasn't that the human race was cruel, but that the great world was too cruel and too realistic. Be strong or be destroyed. Chapter 1007. Convert to my Buddha, and obtain eternal life. A day later, with a Buddhist proclamation, the discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles officially began. More than 2 million cultivators had gathered here, ranging from the transcendent God realm to the God King realm. All paths lead to the same destination. Although the Buddhist clan's methods were not quite the same as those of the human race, the stones from other hills can be used to polish jade. Similarly, one could also gain many insights from them. The Buddha's light shone everywhere, and the golden Buddha's light obscured the light of the star, illuminating the entire star system. The starry sky was full of Buddha's light, golden and resplendent. However, within the stars, everything remained as usual. Ordinary people could not see the Buddha's light at all. Lin Mo's eyes narrowed slightly. His eyes were clear, and he knew that the Buddha's light was actually an illusion, a light of the soul. What is seen is not real. If there is no Buddha in the heart, then the Buddha's light cannot be seen. What is Buddha? Buddha is to save all living beings. What is emptiness? Emptiness is not nothing, fullness leads to emptiness. Words that seemed to contain great meaning were uttered from the mouth of the Buddha Kongwen, stirring the laws of the great world and causing thousands of ripples in the starry sky. Golden lotuses bloomed from his mouth, and countless golden lights seemed to fall from the starry sky. Faintly, it seemed as if an invincible Buddha appeared in the starry sky. The Buddha was boundless, occupying the starry sky, as if it were larger than the entire star system. It was grand, ancient, and vast, making people have the idea of worshipping. Countless people listened to the Buddhist sounds, some closing their eyes slightly as if intoxicated, while others lost focus in their eyes, already forgetting themselves and becoming fascinated. Ren Chang was like this. Although Lin Mo had warned him to strengthen his will and not be confused by the Buddhist sounds. But knowing was one thing, and doing was another. He couldn't resist the Buddhist sounds of the Buddha Kongwen at all. Only a few God Kings, although they were listening to the lecture, had clear eyes and were not moved by it. Lin Tang stood in the starry sky, his eyes swept across the audience, and a hint of satisfaction appeared on his face. He showed appreciation to those God Kings with clear eyes. Then he saw Lin Mo, whose eyes were also clear. When he saw Lin Mo also saw him. Lin Tang nodded slightly to Lin Mo as a greeting, and Lin Mo also responded with a smile. Lin Tang was clear that Lin Mo possessed a 4th-grade soul and naturally would not be affected by the Buddhist sounds. Little friend Lin seems not interested in this discussion of Buddhism and exposition of its principles. Lin Mo suddenly received a voice transmission from Lin Tang. Lin Mo smiled slightly, I have my own path. Lin Tang laughed, good, good, insisting on your own path and not being swayed by external paths. Little friend Lin's idea is very correct. But sometimes, listening to the sounds of external paths may also inspire you, which is not a bad thing. Lin Mo suddenly asked, Lord Star Master, why allow the Buddhist clan to come to our human race to discuss Buddhism and expound its principles? I heard that they take away many people from the human race each time. Lin Mo had his own guess, but a guess was just a guess, not necessarily the real answer. With Lin Tang's status, he would definitely know a lot of things, and perhaps he could learn some information from it. Lin Tang smiled, the things involved in it, with your authority, you are not qualified to understand yet. This old man knows that you will have many guesses, perhaps right, perhaps wrong, but you don't need to care. This is the decision made by those adults. You, including this old man, can only follow it. Lin Mo whispered, this junior understands, thank you, Star Master, for your guidance. Although Lin Tang did not give Lin Mo an answer, he also revealed some information, which happened to coincide with Lin Mo's guess. The Buddhist clan came to the human race to discuss Buddhism and expound its principles, causing some people of the human race to convert to the Buddhist clan and leave the human race. The inside story was set by the high-level officials of the human race. He was indeed not qualified to know the specific reason. In fact, what if he knew? He also had no ability to manage it. Lin Tang was considered polite to him. If it were someone else, Lin Tang would not pay any attention to them at all. Lin Mo no longer asked more questions. When he had enough authority and strength in the future, the mysteries of today would naturally be solved. The discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles lasted for a short period of several days, and a long period of 1 month. During this period, people would continue to come, but not many would leave. Lin Tang also said that the stones from other hills can be used to polish jade. Although Lin Mo insisted on his own path, it was okay to listen. Moreover, the idiot Ren Chang beside him had completely fallen into a state of fascination, so he still had to take care of him a little. Gradually, Lin Mo felt the specialness of the discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles. No law in the great world can be declared orally or recorded on paper. Everyone needs their own understanding of the law. However, the Buddha Kong Wen spoke eloquently, integrating the concepts of the Buddhist clan with the laws of the great world. He preached in a unique way, allowing listeners to extract silk and unravel cocoons, gaining some understanding of the law. Moreover, what he talked about was not a specific law, but a more general concept. In just 2 days, some people began to understand. Seeking flowers 0. The aura on their bodies had undergone some slight changes, becoming stronger and stronger. Lin Mo also discovered that some people were using the discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles to fight against the Buddhist clan's Dafa, tempering their will. If viewed from this perspective alone, the Buddhist clan's discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles had many benefits for the human race. In the blink of an eye, 5 days had passed since the discussion of Buddhism and the exposition of its principles, and the Buddha Kong Wen still showed no intention of stopping. The golden light in the starry sky continued to flow, and the Buddhist sounds became stronger and stronger. The illusory Buddha image also became larger and larger. When the lecture entered the 7th day, the Buddha Kong Wen's tone changed slightly. This change was very subtle, and almost the vast majority of people could not hear it. Lin Tang heard it, and was slightly puzzled, but said nothing. At the moment when the spatial Buddha's tone changed, Lin Mo suddenly trembled slightly. 0. Outside his soul world, 10,000 Buddha lights suddenly appeared, illuminating the soul world. Convert to my Buddha, and you will obtain eternal life. Convert to my Buddha, immeasurable life. Convert to my Buddha, without sorrow or grief. Buddhist sounds echoed throughout the soul world. The Buddhist light was like giant hands slapping against the world of his soul, attempting to enter, yet blocked by the crystal barrier. Lin Mo's soul opened its eyes. This is, trying to convert me. At this moment, his soul was completely isolated from his body, temporarily losing control over it. He knew that this was all the work of Buddha Kong Wen. He just didn't know if it was only targeting him or everyone. Lin Mo's eyes flashed fiercely, want me to convert? Dream on. His soul world erupted violently, the 9-colored dragon soul crystal issued a loud dragon roar, shattering the Buddhist light. The magic constellation simultaneously burst out with brilliant light, confronting the myriad Buddhist lights. The talent tree swayed incessantly, countless branches flying out of the crystal barrier, like countless whips lashing at the Buddhist light. The myriad Buddhist lights were instantly torn to pieces. Immediately afterward, a great sun rose from outside the soul world. Buddha Kongwen sat upright beneath the great sun. Benefactor, your killing intent is too heavy. Lay down your butcher knife and become a Buddha on the spot. Convert to my Buddhism, and you will go to the pure land of ultimate bliss, free from disaster and disease, attaining eternal life. Buddha Kongwen's gaze was like lightning as he looked at Lin Mo. Lin Mo returned a cold smile. My killing intent is heavy, is that any of your business? Get out. 10. Chapter 1008. Forced Conversion, Great Sun Buddha. Lin Mo's voice was like thunder, shaking and resounding throughout the soul world, interrupting the Buddhist chanting. This was his world, and in this world, he was the master, possessing immense authority. Especially since he had a 4th-grade soul, his soul world far surpassed others. It was not easy to invade his soul world. Even if Buddha Kongwen was at the God Emperor realm, also possessing a 4th-grade soul, it was still extremely difficult. The crystal barrier firmly protected the soul world, preventing external evils from invading. The great sun rose, and Buddha Kongwen sat beneath it, his gaze bursting with Buddhist light, a 4th-grade soul, not bad. Benefactor, you have a karmic connection with my Buddhism. If not now, when will you convert? Lin Mo sneered, his killing intent rising, the talent tree's branches turning into whips, frantically lashing at the great sun. The great sun was beaten until it twisted and deformed. This was Lin Mo's home turf. In a soul battle, he was not afraid of Buddha Kongwen. Amitabha. Buddha Kongwen uttered a Buddhist invocation. The benefactor's karmic connection with my Buddhism is already 137, destined, there is no need for futile resistance. Lin Mo coldly shouted, karmic connection my ass. The branches lashed even more fiercely, and the 9-colored dragon soul also flew out from the soul, transforming into a divine dragon, opening its giant mouth, as if to devour the great sun. Buddha Kongwen's eyes lit up. 9-colored dragon soul crystal, I didn't expect the benefactor to have such a deep connection with the dragon race. My Buddhist clan has the 8 legions of celestial dragons, among which there is the Dragon Legion. It seems that the benefactor's karmic connection with my Buddhist clan cannot be escaped. Lin Mo almost cursed out loud. All sorts of bizarre things could be dragged together. This Buddhist clan, besides absorbing all races, was also extremely shameless. He was clear about what conversion represented, it was brainwashing. If he really converted, he would be a member of the Buddhist clan from then on, no longer belonging to the human race. The things he wanted to do would also be impossible to complete. This was so contrary to his consistent ideals. Lin Mo's will was so firm, how could he be affected? In his heart, he had already regarded Buddha Kongwen as an enemy. To an enemy, there was no need for words, just kill. His soul pointed towards Buddha Kongwen beneath the great sun. Fusion spell, time curse. With a hum, red light flashed. Buddha Kongwen immediately groaned, revealing a trace of pain. To deal with souls, the best spells were naturally those that attacked the soul. When Buddha Kongwen's soul was attacked, the Buddhist sermon in the starry sky also suddenly paused for a moment. Then it continued again. The pause of less than a second made Lin Tang feel puzzled. He looked at Buddha Kongwen, as if trying to see what had happened. Space Buddha was multitasking, lecturing while simultaneously launching an attack on Lin Mo. He was clearly angered by Lin Mo's soul attack. In the majestic great sun, a touch of black light suddenly appeared. The black light carried killing intent, rushing out from the great sun, transforming into thousands of weapons, and colliding with the branches of the talent tree. No more pretending, Lin Mo chuckled in disdain. Buddha Kongwen said in a deep voice, since the benefactor is so insistent, then don't blame this Buddha for forcibly converting you. Lin Mo sneered, you can try. Buddha Kongwen's actions were very hypocritical in Lin Mo's eyes. He even felt that the Buddhist clan was not as good as demons. Demons were truly evil, that was the great world, there was no way around it. But this kind of Buddhist clan made him feel even more disgusted. Want to convert himself? What a joke, absolutely impossible. Buddha Kongwen put his hands together, forming a Dharma seal, and the great sun immediately burned fiercely, turning into a giant fireball. The fireball heavily smashed onto the soul world, and the crystal wall was smashed with dense cracks. Lin Mo groaned. He didn't expect Buddha Kong Wen's methods to be so sharp. Go! Lin Mo pointed his finger, and his magic constellation flew up, instantly becoming larger, and crashed into the great sun. The great sun was immediately knocked away, but returned again in the next second. Buddha Kong Wen chanted Buddhist scriptures, the benefactor can stop resisting futilely. You have a karmic connection with my Buddhism, and you must join the Buddhist clan. Lin Mo didn't respond in any way. The branches changed their target, no longer lashing at the great sun, but instead striking towards Buddha Kong Wen. Buddha Kong Wen formed another Dharma seal with both hands. Respectfully invite the great sun Buddha to descend. The great sun that had been knocked away suddenly exploded, revealing a golden Buddha. The golden Buddha emitted dazzling Buddhist light. The Buddhist light was like a sharp sword, and the branches of the talent tree were cut off one after another by the Buddhist light. The magic constellation was also severely damaged, and immediately flew back. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal smoked all over its body under the illumination of the Buddhist light. It issued an unwilling roar and flew back. The crystal wall shone brightly, blocking the Buddhist light. But Lin Mo was shocked to find that the crystal wall was gradually changing under the light of the Buddha. It seemed to have the intention of being assimilated by the Buddhist light. Lin Mo was horrified. This was forced conversion. From voluntary conversion, it had become forced conversion. This was forcing him to join the Buddhist clan. If the crystal wall couldn't stop it, then his soul world couldn't stop it either. The great sun Buddha's shadow was about to descend, it was so terrifying. Lin Mo wanted to tell Lin Tang, but unfortunately he was trapped in the soul world at this time, and his body couldn't move. The Buddhist light was like a prison, trapping him firmly. Buddha Kong Wen declared the Buddha's name, the benefactor should not resist anymore, there is Buddha in your heart, resistance is useless. Buddha my ass. Lin Mo's will was extremely firm, his soul was also shining brightly, constantly strengthening the power of the crystal wall. But doing so could only delay the forced conversion, not prevent it. Kong Wen Buddha's eyes filled with a smile, benefactor, how long can you delay like this? Lin Mo Yu sneered repeatedly, a long time, longer than you will live. Kong Wen Buddha lowered his eyes, knowing that he couldn't persuade Lin Mo Yu, so he simply stopped trying. Lin Mo Yu continued to enhance the energy of the crystal wall, consuming a large amount of soul power, and the talent giant tree sent all the soul power accumulated recently without reservation. The Buddha's light became more and more blazing, and within the soul, the sounds of Buddha echoed, constantly intruding Lin Mo Yu. Within the Buddha's light, countless Buddhist texts emerged, like ghost drawings, pasted onto the soul world. In the blink of an eye, more than 1/10 of the crystal wall had been eroded by the Buddha's light. Lin Mo Yu looked at Kong Wen Buddha, knowing that he was the root cause. To destroy the illusory figure of the great sun Buddha, the most important thing was to destroy him. With a thought, the soul body flew out, rushing towards Kong Wen Buddha like lightning. The power of the soul surged, instantly becoming incomparably violent. Kong Wen Buddha's face changed drastically. Lin Mo Yu was actually going to self-detonate his soul. Kong Wen Buddha formed a mudra with his hands, and a golden soul robe appeared on his soul. At the same time, a golden bell appeared on his soul. The bell roared, scattering 10,000 rays of light, protecting Kong Wen Buddha's soul. Boom! Lin Mo Yu's soul self-detonated. It wasn't just the soul that self-detonated, but also the soul world. The violent power raged in this void world, and even the space Buddha was blown away, and a large number of cracks appeared on the bell. The self-detonation came too fast, and Kong Wen Buddha didn't have time to stop it. His face was extremely ugly. How could he have imagined that Lin Mo Yu would be so staunch, willing to self-detonate his soul rather than be converted? But in the next second, his eyes suddenly narrowed. In a scene of purple light, Lin Mo Yu's soul reappeared, completely unharmed. Even the soul world completely appeared, restored to its original state. The crystal barriers that had been assimilated by the Buddha's light had also returned to normal. How is this possible? Kong Wen Buddha was shocked, momentarily losing his composure. Chapter 1009. How did he suddenly die for no reason? He had clearly just seen Lin Mo Yu self-detonate his soul, but in the blink of an eye, Lin Mo Yu was alive again. Not only was he alive, but he was also living well, and even his soul world had been restored to its original state. He had lived for countless years and had never seen anyone who could recover from soul self-detonation. This child has a big secret. Kong Wen Buddha's heart tightened, and his eyes changed. He wasn't trying to convert Lin Mo Yu now, but wanted to obtain the secret of Lin Mo Yu. The secret that could restore the soul was an irresistible temptation for anyone. Even a Buddha of the Buddha clan who had reached the realm of God Lord, claiming to be desireless and empty, was the same. It's not that they are really desireless and empty, but they just haven't encountered something that can truly move them. Now he had encountered it, he yearned, and greed appeared in his eyes. Lin Mo Yu captured this look and naturally knew what Kong Wen Buddha wanted. Hypocritical. In a cold laugh, Lin Mo Yu became more vigilant. The more hypocritical a person is, the more dangerous they are. Comprehensive new life talent, once every 50 seconds. As long as he could last for 50 seconds, he could self-detonate again. Based on the previous situation, 50 seconds was not a problem. Amitabha. Kong Wen Buddha announced the Buddha's name. If Benefactor Lin agrees to convert to my Buddha, this seat can agree to accept you as a disciple. Lin Mo Yu spat and his eyes gleamed coldly. You are not worthy. Lin Mo Yu was impervious to both soft and hard tactics, and Kong Wen Buddha's expression also turned cold. If that's the case, then Benefactor Lin don't blame this seat for being ruthless. He took out a string of beads and threw them towards Lin Mo Yu's soul world. The beads exploded in midair, and the entire 108 beads were like 108 meteors, smashing on the crystal wall. The soul world roared and trembled non-stop. A large number of cracks suddenly appeared in the crystal wall, spreading like a spider web. The great Sun Buddha also attacked at this moment, slamming down with a palm, and the giant Buddha palm hit the crystal wall. The soul world shook violently again, instantly covered with cracks. Lin Mo Yu's face changed slightly. He didn't expect Kong Wen Buddha to be so decisive, directly launching a murderous attack after failing to forcefully convert him. Wasn't he trying to get his secret? Lin Mo Yu thought of a possibility, perhaps even if he died, he could still get the secret from it. Just like Antares's soul search, his resurrection from the dead, perhaps the Buddhist clan also had corresponding methods. The talent giant tree shook crazily, and branches flew out, rushing towards the 108 beads. The beads were too strong, they should be weapons specializing in souls, and the branches of the talent giant tree couldn't stop them at all. The projection of the great Sun Buddha slammed down one palm after another, and the talent giant tree was also unable to stop it. The 9-colored dragon soul crystal flew out and was also slapped back by the projection of the great Sun Buddha, becoming listless. The soul world was on the verge of collapse. Faced with desperation, Lin Mo Yu remained calm. He was thinking about how to deal with it. Is it feasible to detonate the spell star? The only plan now is to give it a try. Lin Mo Yu was very decisive and directly chose the 4-star spell of the skeleton type. 4 spell stars flew out, flying towards Kong Wen Buddha. Useless. Kong Wen Buddha once again took out a jade plate in his hand. The jade plate flew out and quickly enlarged, and with a boom, it hit the spell star back. It didn't give Lin Mo Yu a chance to get close at all. Lin Mo Yu's heart turned cold. Was there really no way? The soul world continued to endure attacks, and no matter how much the talent giant tree resisted, it was useless. He was at the 9th level of the Transcendence God, and the other party was a God Lord. Although they were both 4th grade souls, the gap was still too big. The crystal wall was covered with cracks, and the soul world was about to collapse. There were 20 seconds left before the talent cooldown ended. In the last 20 seconds, Lin Mo Yu didn't think he could last through it. Kong Wen Buddha's eyes were full of cruelty, and he didn't have the appearance of the Buddhist clan's so-called 4 elements or empty and worldly contention. Lin Mo Yu's eyes were also full of hatred. He had seen the hypocrisy of the Buddhist clan, and a vow echoed in the soul world: if I, Lin Mo Yu, can survive, I will definitely wipe out the Buddhist clan in this life. Kong Wen Buddha sneered in his heart, you have no chance. Suddenly, a strong aura came from the deepest part of the soul. The aura was like a terrifying wave, instantly swept across the soul world. All the beads exploded and turned into dust. Even that jade plate was the same, it shattered on the spot. The illusory figure of the great Sun Buddha was directly collapsed down by this aura and disappeared. Kong Wen Buddha's face changed drastically. Who is it? Lin Mo Yu saw a pair of eyes appear in the void space in the deepest part of his soul. Lin Mo Yu was very familiar with this pair of eyes. He had seen this pair of eyes many times when he was awakening skills and performing demonstrations. System. Lin Mo Yu showed a look of surprise. He didn't expect the system to appear at the most critical moment. At this moment, fear appeared in Buddha Kongwen's eyes. He understood the soul world better than Lin Mo. The void outside the soul world is a truly infinite void. No one has ever been able to reach the deepest part of this void. All who went to explore have been lost in the void and never returned. This includes God kings, God sovereigns, and even stronger beings. Their souls were lost, leaving only empty shells. In the great world, the mysterious soul void has become the #1 forbidden zone, a forbidden zone that no one can easily touch. But now, he actually saw a pair of eyes in the soul void. This terrified Buddha Kongwen, and his first instinct was to escape. But when those eyes looked over, Buddha Kongwen felt as if he had been hit by a petrification spell, unable to move at all. Then, a red light flashed in those eyes, and Buddha Kongwen's soul exploded with a bang, turning into a sky full of soul power. The soul power fell like raindrops on the crystal wall, and the cracks in the crystal wall were instantly repaired. The remaining soul power was absorbed by the giant tree of talent, tempered, and then tempered a second time by the 9-colored dragon soul crystal, before being transmitted to Lin Mo's soul. The quality of his soul rapidly began to improve. Buddha Kongwen was at the God Sovereign realm, and his soul was also of the 4th grade, reaching the intermediate stage of the 4th grade. It was much stronger than Lin Mo's. His soul power was like a great tonic to Lin Mo. Lin Mo's soul quality immediately improved by a large margin, completely establishing itself at the high stage of the 4th grade. The crystal wall flickered with faint light, becoming more crystal clear and powerful. The system disappeared again after that one glance. The soul void was boundless, and Lin Mo didn't know where the system had gone. But Lin Mo knew that as long as the system was still there, that was enough. At the same time that Buddha Kongwen's soul was destroyed, in the real world, Buddha Kongwen, who was discussing Buddhism and expounding the Tao in the starry sky, suddenly stopped speaking, his head drooped, and his life aura vanished instantly. Lin Tang's expression changed, and he flashed to Buddha Kongwen's side. After checking, his expression changed drastically. His soul is gone. With the soul gone, the physical body was just an empty shell. Even at the God Sovereign realm, it was impossible to revive. A dragon's roar sounded, and the golden dragon, who had been sitting cross-legged with its eyes closed, suddenly rushed down. What happened? Lin Tang said, I don't know. Buddha Kongwen's soul suddenly disappeared. After checking, the dragon found that this was indeed the case. There were no signs of any fighting nearby, and most people were still immersed in the Buddhist music, not yet awake. What exactly happened? Lin Tang was extremely puzzled. How could Buddha Kongwen suddenly die for no reason? Chapter 10:10. Analyzing the situation, wouldn't say even if beaten to death. The Buddhist clan coming to discuss Buddhism and expound the Tao was no small matter for the various races of the great world. This time, Buddha Kongwen's arrival attracted millions of people to listen, but after lecturing for a few days, Buddha Kongwen lectured himself to death. Such a sudden and bizarre thing happened right before his eyes, but Lin Tang had no clues at all. The divine dragon carrying the Buddhist temple also had the strength of the God Sovereign realm. It was also at a loss at this time. How could Buddha Kongwen die for no reason, and die so strangely? Helpless, Lin Tang could only report this matter to Zhu Tian. At this time, Lin Mo, like everyone else, seemed to be comprehending the Buddhist music. He couldn't admit it, otherwise he wouldn't be able to explain it. Could he say that Buddha Kongwen was trying to kill him and was counter-killed by his system? Moreover, he didn't know what the relationship between the human race's higher-ups and the Buddhist clan was. The Buddhist clan's various actions and the human race's various tacit approvals made Lin Mo feel a little abnormal. Lin Mo wasn't stupid. Now he was very clear that in the great world, strength was everything. Without strength, everything was fake. If a powerhouse more powerful than a god sovereign came, even their farts would smell good. Lin Mo pretended to be comprehending, looking no different from the people around him. In his mind, he pondered the course of events. The development of this matter was too rapid, causing Lin Mo to not have much time to think during the process. Now, looking back, it was obvious that Buddha Kongwen was targeting him. Lin Mo could judge this from just one point. Buddha Kongwen actually knew his surname was Lin. Buddha Kongwen wasn't a member of the human race and couldn't see his name through the Human Emperor Network. Moreover, in the Soul World, the Human Emperor Network lost its function. There were millions of people here. If Buddha Kongwen wasn't targeting him, how would he know his surname was Lin? Buddha Kongwen obviously concealed it at the beginning, but when his killing intent arose, he didn't care anymore. He was targeting me, but I have no contact with the Buddhist clan. Why did he come to make trouble for me? Close corner bracket. First, he wanted to convert me. When he couldn't convert me, he wanted to kill me. After coming to the great world, I haven't offended anyone. It can't be the human race. Then it's the demon race. I'm just not sure if it was Kongwen who came to kill me alone, or if the entire Buddhist clan wants to kill me. Lin Mo quickly analyzed the culprit who wanted to kill him. It was most likely the demon race. Lin Mo was also somewhat helpless about this. It seemed that he could only be more careful in the future. Kongwen was able to find him among millions of people and knew he was here. The Buddhist clan's methods were not to be underestimated. After reaching a conclusion, Lin Mo once again recalled the entire process of the soul battle. The battle broke out in his own soul world, so he was actually on his home turf, which was beneficial to him. Buddha Kongwen's soul grade wasn't much different from his, both being 4th grade. Theoretically speaking, he didn't need to be afraid of Buddha Kongwen at all. But he lost, and almost lost his life. It came down to Buddha Kongwen's several treasures. One soul treasure after another beat him until he had no power to fight back. Since changing classes, this sense of powerlessness was the first time he had encountered it. Lin Mo was also alerted by this. The great world was not comparable to the small world. In the great world, there were many treasures. This was just an insignificant example. Perhaps in the future, he would encounter more and stronger treasures. Being empty-handed, he would really be at a disadvantage. If he had the opportunity, he would get some treasures for himself, at least soul treasures, which were indispensable. Finally, someone woke up. Lin Mo woke up along with them, his eyes showing a dazed look, as if he didn't know what had happened. After that, more and more people woke up. Lin Mo took the opportunity to wake up Ren Chang. Ren Chang was even more dazed than Lin Mo, his eyes dull. What happened? Lin Mo said in a low voice, it seems like something happened to Buddha Kongwen. Ren Chang exclaimed, what happened to Buddha Kongwen? Lin Mo shook his head, indicating he didn't know. He had to play the whole act. He couldn't tell anyone. The two of them stood on the outermost edge of the crowd, vaguely able to see some of the situation in the altar. At this time, only Lin Tang and the Divine Dragon were on the altar. After a moment, the space twisted, and a small warship suddenly appeared in the starry sky. The next second, Zhu Tian flew out of the warship and appeared on the altar in one step. Lin Tang recounted the events. Zhu Tian carefully examined the situation of Buddha Kongwen and said loudly, everyone, disperse. Shenlong suddenly raised its head, no, what if the murderer is among them? Zhu Tian's eyes narrowed slightly, do you think someone here can kill Buddha Kongwen silently? This, Shenlong choked. The highest among those present was no more than a god king, and there were not many god kings. Most of them were in the true god realm or even the transcendent god realm. How could they kill Kongwen Buddha, who had reached the god Venerable realm, silently? If that were possible, the Buddhas of the Buddhist clan would be too fragile. Zhu Tian said in a deep voice, I will talk to your Buddhas about this matter. Take Kongwen Buddha back first. Perhaps the experts of the Buddhist clan can find some clues. Since this happened within the territory of our human race, we will naturally investigate to the end. I would also like to know which great power can silently destroy the Buddha's soul. As the domain lord, Zhu Tian held a lofty position. Since he said so, Shenlong dared not say anything more. It reloaded the Buddha hall, placed the body of Buddha Kongwen inside, and flew towards the starry sky. Lin Moyu watched them leave, feeling a pity. If he could get the body, he would have a new trump card. Even if he encountered a god Venerable in the future, he would have a chance to fight. Unexpectedly, a grand Buddhist debate would end in this situation. In the starry sky, everyone dispersed, and Ren Chang pulled Lin Moyu, let's go too. Lin Moyu didn't want to stay here for long, fearing complications. Suddenly, Zhu Tian's voice rang in his ears, little friend Lin, please come over for a moment. Lin Moyu paused and said to Ren Chang, I have something to do. Go back and wait for me. Ren Chang didn't ask what it was and agreed directly, okay. Lin Moyu flew over and landed in front of Zhu Tian. Lin Moyu greets Domain Lord, Star Lord. Zhu Tian smiled slightly, so you know each other. Lin Tang said, we met once before. When little friend Lin came to the star system, I saw that he was also a world master, so I greeted him. I see. Zhu Tian smiled, seemingly not concerned about the Kongwen Buddha incident at all. To him, Lin Moyu was more important. Zhu Tian took out 2 items, a small tower and a small sword. Both items shimmered with dazzling light and exuded a powerful aura. Especially the small sword, its aura was so strong that it was close to a god venerable, and it was accompanied by soul power. Lin Moyu was slightly stunned, a soul treasure. Chapter 10-11. Law of Causality, Connecting Thread. Zhu Tian held 2 items, the small tower, which Lin Moyu recognized as the ancient thunder tower of the god-slaying fortress. However, the aura emanating from the small tower seemed to be even stronger than that of the ancient thunder tower. The other item was a jade sword. The first thing Lin Moyu saw was not the ancient thunder tower, but this small sword. The small sword exuded a strong soul aura and was a soul-type treasure. Zhu Tian pushed the 2 items in front of Lin Moyu. These were exchanged for your elemental law stone. This tower is called the War King Tower, a God King level magic weapon. When fully activated, it can fight a God King, and it can also be used as a flying device. With its protection, it will be difficult for ordinary God Kings to kill you. As for this sword, you should have sensed it. This is a soul magic weapon. I know you have a soul robe. The soul robe was refined by your own soul. You only need to continue investing corresponding materials to upgrade it, without replacing it. In addition to defensive power, the soul also needs attack power. This small sword is called the Soul Extinguishing Sword, also a God King level magic weapon. You will know its specific function after you refine it. Lin Moyu did not directly take the 2 magic weapons. His eyes were clear and without greed. Domain Lord, the elemental law stone shouldn't be worth these, right? Zhu Tian chuckled. If it were an ordinary elemental law stone, it wouldn't be. But yours is different, it contains a cluster of elemental law origin inside. If it weren't for your level being too low, I would have given you a god venerable level treasure. So take it with confidence, we are the ones taking advantage of you. Lin Moyu was no longer polite and took both magic weapons. Even if you gave me a god venerable level treasure, I wouldn't be able to use it. Zhu Tian smiled with satisfaction. Refine them now, I'll watch from the side. If you don't understand anything, feel free to ask. Thank you, Domain Lord. Lin Moyu immediately began refining. This was the first time he was refining a magic weapon from the great world, and he was afraid of problems. Fortunately, Zhu Tian was nearby, so he could ask him if he didn't understand. Zhu Tian gently tapped his finger, and god venerable level laws spread silently, shielding the surroundings. Outsiders couldn't see what was happening inside the laws at all. Not only could they not see, but they also couldn't enter. Lin Tang's eyes flashed. Domain Lord is very kind to little friend Lin. Zhu Tian glared at him unhappily. With your old fellow's mind, can't you guess? The two had known each other for many years. Zhu Tian knew what kind of person Lin Tang was. Which of those who become god venerables is a fool? With a little clue, they can guess 7 or 8 out of 10. Lin Tang did not deny it. Little friend Lin is indeed a rare genius. Just this 4th grade soul is beyond the reach of ordinary people. I have a pair of granddaughters, twins, who are very beautiful. Stop. Zhu Tian interrupted Lin Tang. Don't even think about it. You don't know, those old guys are lining up to introduce him to someone. But I stopped them all. Now is not the time for little friend Lin to be in love. Lin Tang said in a low voice, not suitable. Little friend Lin has already started a family in the small world. You don't know, do you? Zhu Tian's eyebrows twitched. He really didn't know about Lin Moyu's affairs in the small world. Originally, he wanted to investigate, but the city lord refused and wouldn't let him go, so he could only give up. Seeing Zhu Tian's expression, Lin Tang understood that he really didn't know. Zhu Tian said lightly, since he is already married, he shouldn't be in love even more. He should focus on cultivation. Then he changed the subject and talked about the Buddhist clan's matter. What do you think about the Kongwen bald donkey matter? Zhu Tian had no good feelings for the Buddhist clan. He didn't call him Buddha, but directly called him a bald donkey. Lin Tang shook his head. This matter is very strange. I really can't figure out how Kongwen died so silently. Zhu Tian said, I checked the Kongwen bald donkey soul world. His soul is not in his body, which means his soul was elsewhere when he died. Where do you think his soul went? How could Lin Tang know where Buddha Kongwen's soul would go? Zhu Tian smiled. Let's take a look together. His brow glowed slightly, and an item flew out, a thin thread the size of a hair. The thread shimmered in the starry sky, very extraordinary. Seeing this, Lin Tang couldn't help but laugh. how could I forget that you have a connecting thread? By the way, why didn't you use it just now? Zhu Tian said with a smile, why should I use it? It wasn't a human race god Venerable who died. If the Buddhist clan's bald donkey died, let them investigate it themselves. Moreover, it was Kongwen who died, a traitor to the human race. He deserved to die. I would clap my hands and cheer. Help them investigate the cause of death. Dream on. Zhu Tian said gloatingly. In his mouth, Kongwen deserved to die, and should have died long ago. Saying that, Zhu Tian activated the connecting thread. The connecting thread is a special treasure, without any attack power. Its function is to find a connection between two things. The reason is that it contains a trace of the law of causality. Every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. As long as you find one end, you can connect to the other. After activating the connecting thread, a drop of blood appeared on Zhu Tian's fingertip. This was the blood from the Space Buddha, which Zhu Tian had secretly taken just now. After absorbing the blood, the connecting thread kept flashing, and then a faint aura flew out from it and directly landed on Lin Moyu. How could it be? Lin Tang was stunned, and Zhu Tian was also shocked. According to the guidance of the connecting thread, the Buddha Kongwen died because of Lin Moyu. When the Buddha Kongwen died, his soul was not in his body, but elsewhere. Needless to say, it must have been in Lin Moyu's body. The connecting thread cannot be wrong. Lin Tang stared at Lin Moyu. In that case, the soul of the Buddha Kongwen was in the body of young friend Lin at that time. What did he want to do? Zhu Tian's eyes flashed with killing intent. What else could he do? Forcibly convert him, fail to convert him, develop murderous intent, and end up being killed. Lin Tang murmured, how did he do it? Zhu Tian smiled, it seems that young friend Lin has secrets. Suddenly, his eyes turned, and he slapped his thigh. I understand, so that's how it is. Good you Buddhist clan, good you Kongwen, you dare to accept an assassination mission from the demon clan. No, this domain lord must report this matter to see what the city lord says. Those bald donkeys of the Buddhist clan have grown bold. As he spoke, Zhu Tian had already connected to the human emperor network and reported the situation upward. Lin Tang looked at the angry Zhu Tian and found it a bit amusing, comforting him, don't be too anxious, you're already old, still like this. You need to know, you're the domain lord. Zhu Tian said unhappily, domain lord my ass, whoever wants to be it can be it. This old man's greatest wish is to leave as soon as possible. If you want to be it, you can be the domain lord. Lin Tang quickly shook his head, refusing outright, forget it. Chapter 10-12. A true villain is far better than a hypocritical gentleman. Lin Moyu turned a deaf ear to what was happening around him, focusing on refining the magical treasure. Magical treasures are different from the equipment and weapons in the small world. A magical treasure often has multiple functions. It itself doesn't have attributes or anything like that. In fact, after leaving the small world, attributes have been abandoned. The great world simply doesn't have the concept of attributes. Everything is divided by realm and spoken for by laws. Although Lin Moyu had never refined a magical treasure of the great world, he had refined a soul garment, and he even used soul refinement. The coffin of slumber was also refined by him personally, so he roughly knew the method of refining magical treasures. With his 4th grade soul level, refining it was very easy. In just half a day, the Battle King Tower had been completely refined. The whole process was incredibly easy. This made Lin Moyu a little strange. How could it be so easy? It seemed completely different from what he had imagined. The Battle King Tower is a God King realm magical treasure. Its function is similar to that of the God-slaying fortress, only more powerful. It can be regarded as an upgraded version of the God-slaying fortress. There is also a core inside. When Lin Moyu felt the core, he suddenly felt a sense of familiarity. This is the core of the God-slaying fortress. When he felt the core also conveyed a sense of intimacy. He was overjoyed. He realized that although the God-slaying fortress could not be cultivated, its core could still be used. Zhu Tian used the core of the God-slaying fortress for him, and the shell of the Battle King Tower. In this way, it was of course easy for him to refine. Lin Moyu felt a trace of gratitude towards Zhu Tian. He knew that doing so would not be easy. Feeling the intimacy coming from the core, Lin Moyu communicated with it with his consciousness, just like treating a pet. With the Battle King Tower, if he encountered the pursuit of the Black Eagle King and the Bat King again, he wouldn't be so embarrassed. Lin Moyu put away the Battle King Tower and placed it in the Soul World, wrapped in the Talon Tree, and nourished with soul power. Then he began to refine the Jade Small Sword. This is a soul-type magical treasure, mainly for attack, also God King Realm. But Lin Moyu felt that it was more powerful than the Battle King Tower. With Lin Moyu's 4th grade soul power rolled out and wrapped the small sword, quickly imprinting his own mark on it. Similarly, it only took a day to complete the refinement. The advantage of high soul quality was fully revealed, the whole process was very smooth and without any difficulty. The small sword whizzed into the soul and appeared in the soul's hand. At this time, Lin Moyu also knew the function of this sword. Soul-slaying sword. Contains the soul-slaying law, can launch amazing attacks on the soul, and can break through the defense of a 3rd-grade peak soul at most. Holding the soul-slaying sword, feeling the soul-slaying law in this sword. The Battle King Tower could save his life from the hands of the Black Demon King and the Bat King. Then the soul-slaying sword would allow him to kill the Black Eagle King and the Bat King. Of course, there was only a chance, not necessarily. The Battle of Souls is extremely dangerous. Just like the Buddha Kong Wen launched a soul battle against him. Although he had all the advantages, he was eventually killed by the system. If he chose to kill himself in the real world, perhaps the system would not necessarily be able to play a role. The Battle of Souls will not be launched easily. Once launched, it is a matter of life and death. Lin Moyu slowly opened his eyes and saw that Zhu Tian was still guarding him. Lin Tang was no longer there. Zhu Tian showed a kind smile. How is the refining going? Lin Moyu got up and respectfully saluted Zhu Tian. Thank you, Domain Lord, I refined it very smoothly. Zhu Tian smiled. With your soul quality, refining it will naturally not be too difficult. Are you satisfied with these 2 magical treasures? Lin Moyu nodded. Very satisfied, thank you for your trouble, Domain Lord. Don't be so polite, maybe we will be family in the future. Zhu Tian's face was full of smiles, which made Lin Moyu's heart skip a beat. He thought to himself, Zhu Tian wouldn't have any granddaughters or something at home, right? Zhu Tian didn't explain, but said in a low voice, I have something to tell you. Please speak, Domain Lord. Zhu Tian's expression gradually became serious. I won't ask how you killed the bald Donkey Kong Wen, and you don't need to deny it, I know you killed him. Lin Moyu was startled, then smiled indifferently. As expected, I can't hide it from the Domain Lord. Zhu Tian shook his head. It's not that you can't hide it from me, but you can't hide it from the law of karma. I didn't expect there to be such a law. Every cause has an effect. I thought that if I didn't say it, no one would know. Lin Moyu sighed softly. In that case, will people from the Buddhist clan also know? Zhu Tian shook his head and smiled. I have already cut off this karma for you. Others can no longer start from the law of karma to find out that you did it. However, those guys from the Buddhist clan, even without evidence, may find you. You still have to be careful. Lin Moyu asked, Domain Lord, did the demon clan instruct the Buddhist clan to kill me? It can't be said to be instructed. Zhu Tian looked at the starry sky, laughing softly, his smile unfathomable. But the culprit is indeed the demon clan. You have already entered the demon clan's must-kill list. According to the information we have obtained, the demon clan has hired assassins from the Shadow clan to kill you, and also hired another clan. I guessed many races, but I didn't expect it to be the Buddhist clan. Asking the Buddhist clan to take action is not a small price. Lin Moyu frowned. From what you said, is it not easy for the Buddhist clan to take action? Zhu Tian nodded. On the surface, the Buddhist clan is a neutral clan. They absorb all races and never participate in the disputes between races. They have enough strength to maintain neutrality. But in reality, they have done a lot of dirty things behind the scenes, just like this time, you should have experienced it. If they can't convert you, they will forcibly convert you. If they can't convert you, they will kill you. The Buddhist clan is indeed one thing on the surface and another thing behind the scenes. Such hypocritical behavior seems to be inferior to demons. Zhu Tian laughed heartily. I can see that you also hate hypocrites, and this old man detests them as well. A hypocrite is even more disgusting than a true villain. If you're going to be bad, be thoroughly bad. Don't act like a whore and then try to build a monument to chastity. Zhu Tian's words were very unpleasant, even somewhat crude, not befitting someone of his status. Clearly, he had no good feelings towards the Buddhist race, even hating them. Lin Moyu asked, what is the demon race's kill list? Zhu Tian said, it's a list containing people the demon race wants to kill, not just from our human race, but also from other races, basically all young geniuses, people below the God Emperor realm. Actually, if you increase your permissions by one more level, reaching level 4, you can see this information. Not only the demon race's kill list, but our human race also has several lists. You can look at them yourself when the time comes. In our Vermilion Bird Starfield, the most important list is the Fire Finch list. When you reach level 4 permissions, remember to compete for the top spot. There are benefits. Lin Moyu nodded in agreement, I will. The Domain Lord patted Lin Moyu's shoulder, the Buddhist race may not let this go, and the Shadow race is good at assassination. You must be careful. If anything happens, contact this old man at any time. Lin Moyu felt flattered and thanked him again. He could feel that Zhu Tian was genuinely good to him. Just like his mentor Bai Yi Yuan in the small world, who was also sincerely good to him. Lin Moyu remembered everyone who was good to him and would never forget them. Chapter 1001, Accepting the Challenge Again. After Lin Moyu left, Zhu Tian also returned to his vehicle. A virtual shadow appeared in front of him. Zhu Tian respectfully saluted the shadow, Lord City Lord, what do you think about this matter? The City Lord's shadow was hazy, and his true face could not be seen, but his voice was extremely clear. Only a Buddha died, it's nothing. I will have someone ask the Buddhist race for an explanation about this matter. You don't need to worry about it anymore. His voice was filled with arrogance. From the City Lord's tone, he didn't seem to take the Buddhist race seriously. The phrase, only a Buddha died, was so trivial in his eyes, like the death of someone's cat or dog. A Buddha equivalent to the God Emperor realm was nothing in his eyes. Hearing the City Lord's order, Zhu Tian let out a long breath, Lord City Lord, I have another matter. Speak. Zhu Tian hesitated for a moment, this subordinate would like to resign. Denied. Do your job properly, the City Lord refused without even thinking. Yes. Zhu Tian looked helpless but did not dare to disobey. The City Lord's phantom flickered twice, and his voice came out, wait until you find a suitable successor before you resign. Zhu Tian was overjoyed, okay. The phantom disappeared, and Zhu Tian's face was full of excitement, as if he was several years younger. Finally I can quit. But where can I find a successor? Headache, I have to look carefully. Zhu Tian's warship disappeared into the starry sky, and the starry sky of the 50th star system became quiet again. Just one day later, the human race announced to the outside world that the Buddhist race's debate on Buddhism in the human race was cancelled due to some reason. The human race not only has enemies in the great world, but also friends. Several small races with good relations originally wanted to listen to the Buddhist race's debate on Buddhism, but they didn't expect it to be cancelled suddenly. For a time, many races in the great world speculated whether something had happened between the Buddhist race and the human race. Otherwise, how could the debate on Buddhism, which had lasted for countless years, be cancelled for no reason? Also, on the same day that the human race announced the cancellation of the debate on Buddhism, a human race powerhouse with a deep aura entered the Buddhist race. It is said that someone felt a huge fluctuation of laws, and the entire Buddhist race was shaking that day. Some people also saw an incomparably brilliant river of laws, covering most of the Buddhist race's star field. One day later, that person left. The Buddhist race announced that it would temporarily close the star field and disconnect from the outside world. Some people judged that the Buddhist race should have suffered a loss, and there seemed to be some problems between the human race and the Buddhist race. But this matter was completely unknown to small figures like Lin Moyu, who were in the transcendent God realm and whose permissions were less than level 4. Before level 4 permissions, the range of activity was only 200 light-years, which is a very small range from the scale of the Great World. Unless it was someone like Jiyu Qingzan, who had a God Emperor as a master, it was a different story. Most people, at this stage, are still just frogs in a well, and have not yet seen the real Great World. So they know nothing, and are completely ignorant of many things happening in the Great World. Occasionally, they can hear some things, both true and false, and difficult to distinguish. Lin Moyu and Ren Chang returned to the 98th star system together. This is Ren Chang's home, and also the place where Lin Moyu first settled after arriving in the Great World. Lin Moyu is more familiar with this place. After returning to the star system, Ren Chang returned to his family. According to him, he had been out for several months and wanted to go home to see them. Lin Moyu went directly into the mission center to look for new missions. This experience made him feel a sense of urgency. He was on the demon race's kill list, and the demon race had also hired the Buddhist race. If the system hadn't appeared in time, he would have died. He didn't know if the shadow race had taken action yet. The shadow race was famous for assassination and would launch a surprise attack on him at any time, so he needed to pay attention at all times. In the end, it was still because his own strength was insufficient. If his strength was sufficient, why would he be afraid of them? Now he is only one step away from the true God realm. His control over the undying law has reached 9%. He can enter the true God realm with just 1% more. Looking at the mere 1% difference, it is actually a world of difference. The transcendent God realm and the true God realm will be a qualitative leap. From the true God realm onwards, the law will be integrated into the soul, greatly increasing the power of the soul. Making the soul more powerful. Lin Moyu has a deep understanding of this. Although Kong Wen Buddha and he were both fourth-rank souls, Lin Moyu could feel that Kong Wen Buddha's soul was more powerful than his own. The reason for its power is because of its higher realm, and the soul is integrated with the law. He was only able to barely hold on for a moment because of the home field advantage. Until Kong Wen Buddha used his soul treasure, he was instantly defeated. Soul quality is important, and so is level. But comprehending the law is not something that can be done overnight. It takes time and opportunity. In the 1000 days of the time room, Lin Moyu had actually raised his realm to the 9th level of the transcendent God realm as early as the 600th day, and his control over the law had also been raised to 9%. It's just that this last 1% has never been able to break through. Even though he has a 4th-rank soul, he always feels like he's missing something. Maybe this is the so-called opportunity. Lin Moyu looked through the mission list again and again. There were many level 3 permission missions, thousands of them. But not many were suitable for him. Lin Moyu hoped to find a mission that could be a bit challenging and allow him to improve. But after searching and searching, there were not many such missions. The reason is that his strength is too strong. The most difficult mission with level 3 permission is only corresponding to the first level of the true God, but for Lin Moyu, it is not challenging at all. After pondering for a good while, Lin Mo suddenly chuckled self-deprecatingly, how could I have forgotten these 2 tasks? He saw 2 tasks he had done before in the task list, challenge tasks. After so long, both tasks had refreshed and could be accepted again. Challenge tasks come in 2 types, single challenge and continuous challenge. Single challenge tasks can be accepted once a month. Continuous challenge tasks can be accepted once every 3 months. Upon seeing these tasks, Lin Mo felt a sudden impulse, his heart pounding rapidly. The heart of flame released a large amount of blood containing peculiar substances, enhancing Lin Mo's physical body. Without a second thought, Lin Mo directly applied to accept the tasks. Let's test my current strength. Lin Mo knew he could fight beyond his level, but he wasn't sure how many levels he could cross. After accepting the task, he received the detailed information. Open black lens bracket, enter the Human Emperor arena and challenge an opponent of the same level. The winner receives 1000 points, and the loser receives 100 points. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, matching opponent, please wait, close black lens bracket. The basic reward for a level 3 permission challenge task had increased from 100 points to 1000 points. Even failure would grant a guaranteed 100 points. This was 10 times that of a level 2 task, and for some cultivators, this was a fixed guaranteed monthly income. Just 5 minutes later, the Human Emperor Network sent another message. Open black lens bracket, a suitable opponent has been found, the challenge will begin in 5 minutes, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, please find a suitable location, enter the Human Emperor Network and teleport to the Human Emperor Arena, close black lens bracket. Chapter 10:14. No suspense, another instant kill. He randomly found a task room, paid the points to close the door, and the next second he was already in the Human Emperor Network. He teleported directly to the Human Emperor Arena, where the area outside the arena was still bustling with people. Inside the arena, matches were taking place one after another. From outside, one could choose which match to watch. To watch matches of different levels, one needed to pay the corresponding points. Generally speaking, Transcendent God Realm battles didn't attract much attention. At the very least, people wanted to watch true God Realm battles, and the most popular were God King Realm battles. As for God Emperor realm battles, they were rare and basically never encountered. Lin Mo teleported directly into the arena. He wasn't there to watch the matches, but to carry out the challenge task. The arena was still the same as before. He stood at the edge of the arena, unable to move except for speaking. Only when the challenge began would the arena truly open. The stands around were still empty. Transcendent God realm battles really didn't attract anyone willing to spend money to watch. Lin Mo didn't care. It was best if no one watched. It was quieter. Soon, a light flashed on the opposite side of the arena, and the opponent arranged by the Human Emperor Network appeared. Oh, it's him. Lin Mo was slightly surprised. He didn't expect to see an old acquaintance. Chu Shang's face changed drastically when he saw Lin Mo. It's you again. His voice was like thunder, full of anger. Lin Mo smiled slightly. Greetings, senior. Chu Shang snorted. Bullshit, senior. Here there are no seniors, only opponents. Last time I was ambushed by you, this time I will retaliate. See how I mess with you this time. You better be prepared. I'm very brutal. This person had a loud voice, and although he looked angry, he actually didn't have any killing intent. Lin Mo, who possessed the law of slaughter, was very sensitive to killing intent, and could immediately sense that the other party didn't actually have any killing intent, just looked fierce. Lin Mo laughed. Senior, please feel free to unleash your full strength, no need to hold back. You said that, don't regret it. Chu Shang said through gritted teeth, looking fierce and frightening. Lin Mo felt this person was a bit amusing. Senior, please feel free. Okay, seeing how sensible you are, I'll go easy on you later. Chu Shang shouted angrily, looking ready for battle, very intimidating. The countdown ended, and the task officially began. Chu Shang roared, and a huge battle blade appeared beside him. The law domain instantly spread out, engulfing the entire arena. In an instant, thousands of battle blades appeared on the entire arena. Chu Shang chuckled. Didn't expect that. The Human Emperor Network suppressed my cultivation to Transcendent God Ninth Order. Transcendent God Ninth Order can already use law domains. You're also Transcendent God Ninth Order. I'll tell you, there's a difference between Transcendent God Ninth Orders. Suddenly, Chu Shang realized something was wrong, and frowned. You're Transcendent God Ninth Order. Lin Mo couldn't help but laugh. This guy was really something. He only realized now that he was Transcendent God Ninth Order. He had been talking about it all along, and he only just figured it out. Chu Shang patted his head. Last time I saw you, you were only Transcendent God Third Order. How are you Transcendent God Ninth Order now? It hasn't even been a year. Not to mention a year, it had only been about half a year. Lin Mo's advancement from Transcendent God Third Order to Transcendent God Ninth Order was really a bit scary. Lin Mo explained. Junior went to the time chamber. Chu Shang nodded. No wonder, you scared me. How could anyone improve so fast? So you went to the time chamber, that makes sense. Lin Mo looked at the dense battle blades above his head, and asked curiously, Senior, what law is this? It's a bit peculiar. Chu Shang grinned. This is my giant strength law. I integrated the law into my weapon, forming a law phenomenon. How is it? Impressive, right? He said smugly. Lin Mo felt that Chu Shang didn't have much guile, and seemed to be quite forthright. Integrating the law into a weapon. That's a good approach. Lin Mo thought for a moment, and said to Chu Shang, thank you for your guidance, senior. Chu Shang waved his hand. This isn't some secret. What guidance? Are you ready? I'm going to attack. Junior is ready. Senior can attack at any time. Chu Shang laughed loudly. You brat, prepare to die. Thousands of battle blades came whistling towards Lin Mo. Lin Mo didn't bother with the rain of falling battle blades. Even if Chu Shang used a law domain, it was still just a Transcendent God realm attack after all. No matter how strong, it was difficult to cross levels. Even if it did, Lin Mo could still ignore a true God First Order attack. Lin Mo still pointed out a finger as before. Fusion art. Time curse. Against a single opponent of the same level, this art was the best to use, without exception. Fast speed, small movement, great power. Except, it would be a little painful. With a scream, all the battle blades instantly disappeared. Along with Chu Shang, who also disappeared without a trace. Lin Mo's art arrived later but struck first, instantly killing Chu Shang. More decisive than last time. Lin Mo sighed softly. I hope you won't blame me. Open black lens bracket task completed. Please return to your task center to submit the task. Close black lens bracket. Upon receiving the prompt from the Human Emperor Network, Lin Mo exited the arena and returned to the task center. On star 10-1, in front of the cliff waterfall, Zhuangbai was leisurely enjoying delicacies while admiring the beautiful waterfall scenery. In front of him, Chu Shang sat with his eyes closed. Originally, the two were enjoying drinks and chatting when Chu Shang received a mission from the Human Emperor Network and went to respond. Both of them were used to this kind of response, and it didn't take much time. Zhuangbai calculated the time, and the battle should be almost over. I wonder which guy is so unlucky to have encountered this idiot. Zhuangbai knew Chu Shang's character, and his opponent would probably be tortured. Suddenly, a scream rang out. Chu Shang's consciousness returned, and he clutched his head, screaming in pain, "It hurts, it really hurts." The laws around him surged, and even the waterfall was affected, reversing and exploding into a rain of nectar in the air. Chu Shang picked up the wine pot and took several large gulps, finally feeling better. Zhuangbai asked strangely, "What's wrong with you? Were you defeated?" Chu Shang angrily shouted, "It's that brat again, it's the second time, that brat is too much." Zhuangbai's eyes darted around, "Is it that young man named Lin Mo Yu?" Chu Shang snorted, "Who else could it be? As soon as I opened my law domain, that brat used some kind of spell and instantly killed me." Zhuangbai asked, "Has he reached Transcendent God rank 9? "Nonsense, otherwise how could I support my law domain?" Chu Shang took large gulps of wine, looking depressed. He opened his law domain and was still instantly killed. Who could he complain to? Zhuangbai pondered for a moment and said softly, "It seems he can fight across ranks." Chu Shang cried out strangely, "Don't scare me, how can fighting across ranks be so easy?" Zhuangbai smiled mysteriously, "Believe it or not, I estimate he will continue to challenge, and the Human Emperor Network will normally arrange for me to respond." Chu Shang said, "If they really arrange for you, give that kid a good beating and teach him what it means to respect his seniors." Zhuangbai scoffed and ignored him. Teach Lin Mo Yu a lesson. With his strength suppressed, it would be good enough not to get beaten. Chapter 10,015. More troublesome than a hedgehog. Sure enough, only 10 minutes later, Zhuangbai received information from the Human Emperor Network. Someone wanted to carry out a continuous challenge mission, asking him to respond. Of course, Zhuangbai could also choose to refuse. But becoming a challenger was also one of his tasks, and under normal circumstances, Zhuangbai would not choose to refuse. Zhuangbai put down his wine glass and smiled casually, "It should be him, I'll go take a look." Chu Shang snorted, "I'll go take a look too, to see how this kid defeated me." Zhuangbai directly entered the arena and saw Lin Mo Yu on the other side. He greeted him with a smile, "It really is junior brother Lin. Long time no see, junior brother Lin has reached Transcendent God rank 9, congratulations." Lin Mo Yu said politely to Zhuangbai, "Lin Mo Yu greets Senior Zhuang. This junior is just lucky and has gained some gains. In the great world, luck is more important than talent." Zhuangbai's face was full of smiles. He had a good impression of Lin Mo Yu and thought Lin Mo Yu was a promising talent. Lin Mo Yu felt someone was looking at him. Following his gaze, he saw Chu Shang in the stands. He was a little embarrassed. He had just instantly killed Chu Shang, and now the two sides met again. Chu Shang waved his fist at Lin Mo Yu, his eyes a little fierce. He seemed to be saying something, but unfortunately, the sound from the stands could not be heard. Zhuangbai smiled, "Don't pay attention to him. This guy doesn't even know how he was defeated by you, so he wants to come and see." Lin Mo Yu understood, cupping his fist slightly, "Please give me your guidance, Senior Zhuang." Zhuangbai shook his head, "Well, just go all out, and see how far you can go." He was free and easy, as he had always been. The phrase, "see how far you can go," already showed his state of mind. Lin Mo Yu also smiled, "Okay. The level 3 permission continuous challenge mission, like the level 2 permission, starts from the same level and goes up level by level. The opponents become stronger and stronger, and the mission rewards also become higher and higher. Starting from 1,000 points, it becomes 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, and the points earned for each victory will double compared to the previous one. In the last mission, Lin Mo Yu had a record of 6 wins and 1 draw, earning 6,300 points. If he can maintain this record again, he can get 63,000 points. Adding the previously accumulated points, it is enough to raise the permission to level 4. Level 4 permission is considered truly entering the great world, jumping from a frog at the bottom of a well to the mouth of the well, and no longer only looking at that one sky. Listening to the countdown from the Human Emperor Network, Lin Moyu concentrated his mind and prepared for the great battle. As soon as Zhuang Bai's law domain opened, Lin Moyu pointed his finger, and a red light flashed. Zhuang Bai was instantly killed. First challenge victory. The second challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Current cumulative reward, 1000 points. In the stands, Chu Shang trembled all over. He was instantly killed like this just now, and it was extremely painful. He could feel that the spell contained some laws, and the spell was aimed at the soul, with extremely strong attack power. However, with his knowledge, at the level of a god king, he could not see what kind of laws were contained in the spell. Obviously, this kind of law was very powerful. Chu Shang trembled all over, and a thought popped into his mind, could it be a first-tier law? If it is a first-tier law, coupled with a soul attack, I wouldn't have lost unfairly. 2 minutes later, Zhuang Bai reappeared in the arena. Zhuang Bai shook his head gently. The soul attack just now was not easy to bear. He didn't shout like Chu Shang, and still maintained his calmness. Junior brother Lin's soul attack is stronger than before. Lin Moyu appeared very modest. Senior Zhuang, you flatter me. Zhuang Bai waved his hand, and a sharp sword appeared in his hand. This time you have to be careful, I am now a true god rank 1. Lin Moyu understood. Senior Zhuang, please don't hold back. Zhuang Bai laughed. I wouldn't dare to hold back against you. Zhuang Bai knew in his heart that he would probably lose this match. Lin Moyu was too calm, and his eyes were full of confidence. This kind of confidence was not feigned, but he had really faced opponents in the true god realm, and even killed people in the true god realm. The battle began, and the law domain opened. Zhuang Bai also integrated his laws into his weapon. Countless sharp swords appeared in the arena, and thousands of sword energies shot towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu still pointed out a finger, still using the time curse. Zhuang Bai shouted softly, his whole body shining brightly, and a sharp sword rose from his soul, hitting the power of the curse. With a muffled groan, Zhuang Bai couldn't help but take a few steps back, his face pale. Although he blocked the soul attack, he was still slightly injured. Junior brother Lin's soul attack is indeed very strong, but from the true god realm onwards, the law is integrated into the soul, and the soul's attack power and defense power will be greatly enhanced. Junior brother Lin, you have to be careful. Before he finished speaking, thousands of sword energies had already fallen on Lin Moyu. A skeleton armor appeared on Lin Moyu, blocking the thousands of sword energies. 4-star spell linkage, automatic counterattack. A white light appeared on Zhuang Bai, and the skeleton prison directly interrupted his words, and then the skeleton fangs and skeleton spears were activated, tearing Zhuang Bai into pieces. Second challenge victory. The third challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Open black lens bracket current accumulated reward, 3000 points close black lens bracket. Lin Mo felt a little embarrassed. Zhuang Bai was clearly being kind, telling him that the true god realm involves integrating laws into the soul, greatly enhancing the soul, while also correspondingly increasing combat power. It's just that under his spell linkage, he didn't even finish his words. Chu Shang was stunned again. This time he vaguely understood something. This is spell linkage. Multi-star spells. He seemed to have seen a new world. Multi-star spell system, this is not common, no wonder the power is so great, at least a 3-star spell system. What is this kid's background? How can he have a multi-star spell system? Chu Shang was now intensely curious about Lin Mo. Multi-star spells, it was his first time seeing it. Lin Mo had no idea what Chu Shang was thinking, only feeling that this guy's eyes seemed a little strange. He didn't care, but was thinking about what Zhuang Bai had said earlier. The true god realm involves integrating laws into the soul, greatly enhancing the soul's attack and defense. The stronger the law, the stronger the soul will become. When the soul is strong enough, it can manifest, transform from illusion to reality, and descend into the world. Once unleashed, the laws, every move and style possesses the strongest attack. But to integrate the law into the soul, you need to control at least 10% of the law. He couldn't break through the last 1% no matter what. What's the difference? Lin Mo said in a low voice, very puzzled. Zhuang Bai returned to the arena again. He was not unhappy at all, and said with a smile, I forgot that junior brother Lin has a multi-star spell, and its power is really good. Junior brother Lin does have the ability to fight across realms. This set of multi-star spells alone is enough to walk unhindered among the true God First Order. Lin Mo said modestly, Senior Zhuang, are you saying I'm like a hedgehog? Zhuang Bai laughed loudly, close enough. Lin Mo felt that he was indeed similar to a hedgehog, even more difficult to deal with than a hedgehog. Lin Mo clasped his fists and saluted Zhuang Bai, Senior Zhuang, I have a request. Chapter 10:16 Soul Perception, Winning Streak. The third battle begins, the law domain unfolds, and Zhuang Bai's soul appears above his head, but it is not a soul manifestation, just a phantom. His strength was suppressed to the second level of the true God, and his soul was also suppressed. Even if Zhuang Bai possessed the ability to manifest his soul, he couldn't do it. Unless in the real world, he had completed the soul manifestation when he was at the second level of the true God. His soul phantom held a sword, which was condensed from laws and was integrated with the soul, inseparable from each other. The laws permeated the arena, but Zhuang Bai did not launch an attack. Lin Mo also did not launch an attack. He carefully sensed Zhuang Bai's soul phantom, hoping to get some inspiration from it. He was trapped in the 9th level of the super god, only one step away from the true god realm. All the basic conditions have been met, and now perhaps only a little bit of opportunity is lacking to break through. When Lin Mo made this request, Zhuang Bai agreed without hesitation, making Lin Mo very grateful. After all, the soul is a person's most private existence, how could it be easily watched by others? Zhuang Bai's kindness was etched in Lin Mo's heart. On the stand, Chu Shang frowned, why does Zhuang Bai show his soul to others? You can't do good deeds like this. He couldn't hear the conversation between Lin Mo and Zhuang Bai, but he could roughly guess it. If it were him, he might not agree. After thinking for a long time, Chu Shang still couldn't figure out why Zhuang Bai did this. Lin Mo felt carefully for a while, and gradually had his own ideas in his mind. Is this last 1% to be felt through the soul? Condensing the law domain into one and integrating it into the soul may be possible. Lin Mo's eyes glowed slightly, revealing a look of surprise. What he thought might really succeed. He clasped his fists and saluted Zhuang Bai, thank you, Senior, I understand a little. Zhuang Bai laughed loudly, then let's continue. True God Second Order, 12% law control, be careful. Lin Mo nodded, please Senior to take action, I will be careful. Okay. Zhuang Bai was not polite, and the law domain roared out and swept the arena. Thousands of sharp swords appeared in all directions. At this time, strange stars also rose above Lin Mo's head. A dual law domain appeared. The Undying Law and the Slaughter Law merged into one, turning into a law divine dragon, roaring and galloping. As soon as Lin Mo's law domain appeared, thousands of sharp swords collapsed instantly. Zhuang Bai was shocked, his law domain was completely suppressed. Before he could think about it, the law divine dragon had already approached, and Zhuang Bai immediately dodged. At this time, his body suddenly stiffened, and a layer of bone armor appeared. The whole person stopped in midair, unable to move. The law divine dragon followed closely and swallowed Zhuang Bai in one bite. Open black lens bracket third challenge victory. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket the fourth challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket current accumulated reward, 7,000 points close black lens bracket. Lin Mo won another game. Also a law domain, the dual law domain composed of the Undying Law and the Slaughter Law completely crushed Zhuang Bai's law domain. Chu Shang's eyes were solemn at this time, and he murmured, so strong. With the law domain of the super god 9th order, it is strong to forcibly crush the law domain of the true god 2nd order, how could it not be strong? Chu Shang was completely sure that the law controlled by Mo Yu must be the first echelon law. Otherwise, it would be impossible to be so strong. The law of the first echelon, multi-star spells, fighting across borders, has our human race produced another super genius. I don't know who is stronger or weaker compared to the perverts in God City. 2 minutes later, Zhuang Bai returned again, his mood seemed to be better than before. Very good, keep up the good work and see how far your combat power can go. Although he was defeated by Lin Mo time and time again, he was not uncomfortable at all, but felt very happy. He was only happy that new genius blood could appear in the human race. Lin Mo nodded, Junior understands, please don't blame Senior Zhuang. Zhuang Bai waved his hand, the stronger you are, the happier I am. In the fourth battle, Zhuang Bai was already at the third level of the true god, surpassing Lin Mo by a large realm, plus 3 small realms. For Lin Mo, the pressure quickly increased. In the super god stage, every time you improve one level, the strength will be very different. In the true god stage, this gap is still widening. When he was at the second level of the true god, Lin Mo could still use his law domain to crush him. But when he was at the third level of the true god, Zhuang Bai's control of the law had reached 14%, greatly surpassing Lin Mo. In addition, the soul is also stronger. Although the law domain is still not as good as Lin Mo, it can still resist a few points. Lin Mo has been unable to form a crushing trend. Not only is the law domain unable to crush, but Zhuang Bai's various aspects have also improved. The spells have become stronger, the defense has also been greatly improved, the bone prison has greatly reduced its impact on him, and the bone fangs and spears cannot easily tear through his defense. He can fight back and forth with Lin Mo. Chu Shang saw it in his eyes and nodded secretly, very good, able to fight across 3 levels. At this time, he heard Zhuang Bai shouting loudly, "Junior brother Lin, don't hold back." Chu Shang was stunned upon hearing this. Lin Moyu hadn't used his full strength yet. At this moment, he heard Lin Moyu's voice, "Senior Zhuang, please forgive me." Then, he saw dozens of skeletal dragons descending from the sky. The skeletal dragons spewed out deadly dragon breath, enveloping the entire arena. Combined with the dual law domains, the power of the skeletal dragon's breath greatly increased. Zhuang Bai had no way to avoid it and could only rely on his own defense to withstand the dragon breath. He tried to attack Lin Moyu several times, but was blocked by the skeletal dragons. However, it would take some time for the skeletal dragons to kill him on their own. Lin Moyu sighed inwardly. Even though he had now mastered the laws to 9%, the spells could still only carry 1% of the laws. This greatly limited the power of the spells. It wouldn't take much, even if the spells could carry 3% of the undead laws, the skeletal dragons would be enough to instantly kill Zhuang Bai, a tier 3 true god. Lin Moyu's fingertips emitted a hazy light. Fusion spell. Summon Death Dragon Knight. The Death Knights appeared and merged with the skeletal dragons, transforming into Death Dragon Knights. After the fusion, the Death Dragon Knight's combat power greatly increased. The dragon breath became more intense, and the Death Dragon Knights launched a charge, attacking Zhuang Bai. Zhuang Bai could no longer hold on and was killed after a few seconds. 4th challenge victory. The 5th challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Current accumulated reward, 15,000 points. Lin Moyu let out a long breath. The curse from the Great World Rune still prevented him from fully exerting his power. Chu Shang was already dumbfounded at this time, muttering, "What is this guy summoning? A pile of skeletons, how can they be so powerful? Zhuang Bai seems to know this kid's spells, he must be hiding something from me. Damn it, I have to ask him properly later." At this moment, the space on the stage rippled, and figures with powerful auras appeared above the stands. 4 consecutive victories in the continuous challenge mission had once again attracted the attention of the human race's big shots. Chapter 1017, Lin Moyu's True Combat Power. As long as someone wins 4 consecutive matches in the continuous challenge mission, it means that this person has the ability to fight 3 tiers above their own. The Human Emperor Network will directly transmit the information to the relevant personnel. These people are all big shots in the Vermilion Bird Star region, without exception they are all God Venerate Realm experts. The Star Lords of Star Systems 2 to 10 are all here, and Domain Lord Zhu Tian is also here. Lin Moyu, it's him again. I didn't expect this child to cultivate so quickly, reaching tier 9 super god from tier 3 super god in just half a year. And his combat power has not slowed down at all, still as strong as ever. Not only fighting across tiers, but also across a major realm, and also several minor realms. This child is a promising talent. Several big shots commented one after another, their gazes shifted from Lin Moyu to Zhu Tian. Zhu Tian smiled, very satisfied with Lin Moyu's performance, and swept his gaze over the crowd. "Don't look at me, I have already decided on this child, the city lord also knows, you don't need to have any ulterior motives. And don't even think about pushing your granddaughters over, or else be careful of this old man coming to your door one by one." Zhu Tian's words dispelled any thoughts that these people shouldn't have. There was no way around it. Zhu Tian was the boss of the Vermilion Bird Star region, and his words were very effective here. One big shot after another smiled wryly, who told them to act so slowly. Zhu Tian nodded to Lin Moyu, signaling him to perform well. Lin Moyu was being watched by everyone, but his heart was calm. He had killed God Venerates before, it was nothing to him. On the other hand, Chu Shang was startled by the sudden appearance of the big shots, shrinking to the side and secretly complaining in his heart, how could I forget about this? This kid's 4 consecutive victories will definitely attract the attention of the God Venerates. And it seems that they have already come once before, and this kid is also favored by the Domain Lord. This kid is probably going to take off in the future. It seems that I have to have a good relationship with him. Zhuangbai seems to have a good relationship with him. Chu Shang thought a lot in his heart, and had a completely new understanding of Lin Moyu. The short 2 minutes seemed to have become much longer because of the appearance of these big shots. After Zhuangbai reappeared, he glanced at the stage, and then bowed slightly to the crowd. He had already guessed that this would happen, it was the same last time, these big shots had already come once. How it was this time was nothing strange. Zhuangbai looked at Lin Moyu. Junior brother Lin, if I remember correctly, your strongest should be the other skeleton holding a sword and shield, right? Lin Moyu nodded, yes. Zhuangbai held a long sword in his hand. This time my cultivation has reached tier 4 true god, you should also use that kind of skeleton. Lin Moyu had originally planned to use the skeleton god general. If he didn't use the skeleton god general, this match might be difficult to fight. As the countdown ended, the 5th challenge began. The two simultaneously activated their law domains, and the law domains collided in the arena. Tier 4 True God, 16% law mastery, the power of the law domain increased again, and it could already contend with Lin Moyu's dual law domains. The law divine dragon collided with Zhuangbai's millions of sword energies, setting off a law storm, and the entire arena was rumbling. This was still in the Human Emperor network. If it were in the real world, this collision would probably affect a large area. The power of the two had completely exceeded the Super God realm, and even the aftermath of the laws was enough to kill other Super God realm experts. Zhuangbai smiled. Junior brother Lin's law domain is indeed powerful. I'm afraid it's a first-tier law, right? Lin Moyu generously admitted. Senior Zhuang sees it well, it is indeed a first-tier law. Zhuangbai laughed loudly. It is gratifying that my human race has talent like you. Come on, summon that skeleton of yours, I want to try my sword again. As you wish. Lin Moyu's fingertips glowed slightly, and the spells quickly fused. Fusion spell. Summon Skeleton God General. A skeleton god general over 5 meters tall, holding a sword and shield, appeared on the arena. Then, the second, the third, the 100th. In an instant, thousands of skeleton god generals appeared on the arena, occupying every position. The Law Divine Dragon in the Law Domain transformed into thousands, wrapped around the skeleton god generals, and pounced towards Zhuangbai like a whirlwind. In the case that the spell star could not carry too many laws, Lin Moyu thought of this second-best method, which could also increase the power of the spell to a certain extent. However, it was far from as good as directly carrying the laws. According to Lin Moyu, it was better than nothing. Good. Zhuangbai waved his long sword in laughter. Within his law domain, sword energies crisscrossed, forming an airtight net of sword energies. The skeleton god generals pounced into the net, and a clanging sound burst out from their bodies. Countless sword energies hammered the skeleton god generals like blacksmithing. The skeleton god generals' movements were hindered, as if they were trapped in a quagmire, moving forward with difficulty. For every inch they advanced, they had to withstand countless sword energy attacks. Seeking fresh flowers, the law domain enveloped the world, forming a powerful defense to stop the skeleton god generals. The skeleton god generals held large shields, waved their bone swords, and fought against the sword energies, advancing with difficulty. At this time, the figures of Death Dragon Knights reappeared in the air, and thousands of Death Dragon Knights descended from the sky, spewing out deadly dragon breath. The undead flames surrounded Zhuangbai's law domain. The undead flames burned fiercely, turning Zhuangbai's law domain into a huge fireball. Then, more skeleton god generals appeared and killed them. Lin Moyu had already seen that although Zhuangbai's sword energies were dense, there was also a limit to the number. Moreover, external attacks can also weaken its law domain. As long as I have enough skeleton god generals and continuous dragon breath, combining both, Zhuangbai will eventually be unable to withstand it. 0. Prolonged defense inevitably leads to loss. As long as Zhuangbai cannot kill the skeleton god generals, he will eventually be unable to hold on. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry, controlling the entire battle through the eyes of the skeleton god generals. At the same time, his La domain continued to advance, putting pressure on Zhuang Bai. Zhuang Bai's La domain was gradually collapsing, and the range of his activities was getting smaller and smaller. After Zhuang Bai tried his best to defend for 5 minutes, his La domain finally collapsed, and Zhuang Bai was also swallowed by the attacks of the skeleton god generals. 5th challenge victory. The 6th challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Current cumulative reward, 31,000 points. The big shots watched the entire battle, with satisfaction on their faces. Not only towards Lin Moyu, but also towards Zhuang Bai's performance. Both of them are promising talents. Being able to become challengers of the Human Emperor Network is already excellent, the requirements of the Human Emperor Network are not low. The Human Emperor Network's assessment of people is comprehensive, not only in strength, but also in potential, mental state, and adaptability. Looking at them, it's like seeing our younger selves, truly nostalgic. The God Emperors discussed one after another, reminiscing about the past. Lin Moyu closed his eyes and pondered, it seems I can fight another match. In this way, I can be like last time, maintain 6 wins, and then draw 1 to finish. I can still maintain my undefeated record. My combat power limit should be a true God tier 5. In a head-on battle, I can grind down a true God tier 5, but I can retreat safely in front of true God tier 6 or even tier 7. Lin Moyu was clear-minded, estimating his true combat power. Chapter 10018 I have one last sword. The 6th challenge began, and the La domains collided, once again setting off La surges. In this match, Zhuang Bai's strength was raised to true God tier 5, and his La domain was stronger, already beginning to suppress Lin Moyu's dual La domains. Tens of millions of sword energies crisscrossed the field, and Lin Moyu's La domain was retreating steadily. Death Dragon Knights and Skeleton God Generals pounced on Zhuang Bai from all directions, and Dragon Breath burned fiercely, trying to weaken Zhuang Bai's La domain. Zhuang Bai held a long sword and said in a deep voice, True God Tier 5, Junior Brother Lin, when I was at True God Tier 5, I comprehended the prototype of La manifestation. In this battle, you must be careful. Lin Moyu's heart trembled slightly. Zhuang Bai was telling him that he was now using the prototype of La manifestation. La manifestation is the most powerful method in the True God realm, even if it's just a prototype, it should not be underestimated. Lin Moyu's gaze was solemn. Thank you for the reminder, senior brother, this junior will also do my best. The arena shook violently, and the eyes of the undead appeared in the air, as if the world belonging to the undead had descended upon the world. The eyes of the undead opened, staring at Zhuang Bai, and the entire arena was swallowed by silver-white flames. Red light filled the air, and the curse of time fell in response. At this moment, the entire arena had changed dramatically, and Lin Moyu was going all out. Sword. With a soft shout, a sword light shattered the flames. In the firelight, a miniature version of Zhuang Bai appeared above Zhuang Bai's head, that was Zhuang Bai's soul. The soul held a small sword in its hand, and the soul threw the small sword upwards, a hazy sharp sword slowly rising, accompanied by strong sword light and law. The sword light soared into the sky, slashing and destroying the eyes of the undead, and also slashing and destroying the curse of time. The sword was slightly illusory, this was Zhuang Bai's prototype of soul manifestation. As soon as it appeared, the entire La domain instantly turned into a world of swords, and Lin Moyu's La domain was instantly crushed. This sword instantly became infinitely large, slashing down towards Lin Moyu's head. Wherever it passed, the La was broken, and the skeleton god generals and death dragon knights were slowly chopped into pieces. Lin Moyu's eyelids twitched violently, this sword made him feel threatened. He gave a light shout, and countless La dragons rushed out from the La domain, rushing towards the sharp sword. The sword collided with the La dragons, and the La dragons collapsed on the spot. This sword cut off the La and landed on Lin Moyu's La domain. The La domain collapsed on the spot like glass, the sword force slightly weakened, and landed on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's whole body emitted a brilliant white light, and the bone armor shattered under the sharp sword. Spell linkage, Zhuang Bai's movements paused for less than 0.1 seconds. Lin Moyu's expression remained unchanged, and he took Zhuang Bai's sword with his own body, without any damage. Zhuang Bai's eyes showed a slight disappointment, Junior Brother Lin, your defense is even stronger. Lin Moyu smiled slightly, Senior knows, this junior's strongest point is not attack, but defense. Zhuangbai sighed, continue. He pointed his finger, and another sharp sword, a sharp sword composed of law, appeared in the soul's hand above his head. In the sound of the sword energy danced wildly, and the skeleton god generals and death dragon knights collapsed at the touch. However, every time the sword energy destroyed a skeleton, it would weaken by 1 point. The power in the sword energy is limited, and the law is limited. At that time, an astonishing number of skeleton god generals and death dragon knights appeared on the ring. Tens of thousands of skeleton god generals and death dragon knights surrounded the entire arena, making it impenetrable. At the same time, Lin Mo Yu's law domain took shape again, and the law gods exploded, wrapping around the undead and enhancing their power. Except for Zhuangbai's first sword, which shattered Lin Mo Yu's law domain. Zhuangbai roared angrily, and his soul waved the sharp sword to clear the way, rushing towards Lin Mo Yu. Skeleton god generals and death dragon knights tried to stop him along the way, but they were all beheaded by him. Lin Mo Yu spread his wings of the undead and retreated quickly, always maintaining a very long distance from Zhuangbai. No matter how hard Zhuangbai tried, he couldn't break through the defense line composed of the undead. The undead army could not be killed completely, no matter what, the number didn't matter. This reminded Zhuangbai of the last time he fought against Lin Mo Yu. It was the same, he was submerged by the endless sea of undead. Lin Mo Yu avoided fighting and only allowed the undead to wear down his power. Everyone knew that power was not endless, it just depended on who ran out first. Zhuangbai chased and killed Lin Mo Yu all the way, and Lin Mo Yu released more undead legions. After grinding for a full hour, Zhuangbai's power finally began to weaken. And Lin Mo Yu seized the opportunity to launch a fierce attack. At this moment, the situation reversed, and Zhuangbai changed from active to passive. Until his power was completely worn out, the undead legion caused a qualitative change due to quantitative change, filling Zhuangbai's law domain. Finally, Zhuangbai was sent away in unwillingness. 6th challenge victory. The 7th challenge will begin in 3 minutes, please wait. Current cumulative reward, 63,000 points. Chu Shang watched in his eyes, his eyelids twitching. He could feel how depressed Zhuangbai was just now. How many skeletons does this guy have? Why can't they be killed completely? And his defense is really strong. If there is no absolute strength, there is really no way to deal with it. Using Transcendent God Tier 9 to fight against True God Tier 5. A difference of 1 major realm, plus 5 minor realms. In such a disadvantageous situation, he can still exhaust his opponent, which not only shows Lin Mo Yu's heaven-defying combat power, but also shows his heaven-defying continuous combat ability. Throughout the entire battle, Lin Mo remained calm and composed, never even breaking a sweat, revealing his formidable foundation. All the divine venerables present could analyze this information, and they all began to view Lin Mo in a new light. Soon, the 7th challenge began. Lin Mo knew he couldn't win this round. And the reality was just as he had expected. Zhuangbai, at True God rank 6, had a law mastery of 20%, more than double his own. The 20% law mastery elevated the power of his laws to a new level. When Zhuangbai unleashed his law domain, Lin Mo's laws crumbled instantly. The strange stars flickered, and with all his might, he could only maintain his dual law domain within a 10-meter radius around himself. Zhuangbai's soul manifestation had become even stronger. His soul manipulated law swords, and the sword energy almost instantly annihilated most of the skeletons on the arena. A difference of 1 rank resulted in a world of difference in combat power. Lin Mo simply put away his skeletons and used his body as a shield, directly taking Zhuangbai's attacks. Lin Mo didn't know what law Zhuangbai was manipulating, but his law could still be weakened by his own spells. In the end, it still couldn't escape the categories of elemental laws and physical laws. After entering the great world and seeing all kinds of laws, especially in the Law Sea with its thousands of law stars, it could be said that 99.9% of them didn't escape these 2 major categories. Lin Mo also felt how overpowered his 2 passive spells were. The most overpowered thing was still his talent, the 200x amplification, which pushed the effect of the 2 passive spells to the extreme. Combined with the damage reduction from the talent itself. Overall, the 80,000x damage reduction allowed his defense to completely surpass his level. Even without skeletons as shields, he himself was the most solid existence. Facing Zhuangbai's storm-like attacks head-on, Lin Mo remained calm and collected. Zhuangbai couldn't help but exclaim, "Junior brother Lin, your defense is truly enviable." Next, I have one last sword. If you can block it, we'll call this battle a draw. Lin Mo smiled slightly. Senior brother Zhuang, please. Chapter 10:19. Using the soul as a vessel, melting laws. Zhuang Bai's soul had kept his eyes closed from beginning to end. Now, his eyes suddenly opened, shooting out a beam of light. The beam of light transformed into a sword, slashing towards Lin Mo. This sword is called Soul Severance. It's an attack aimed at the soul. Junior brother Lin, please be careful. Zhuang Bai's voice accompanied the sword as it flew. The sword entered his soul, like a clay ox entering the sea, without a ripple. Zhuang Bai was stunned, somewhat puzzled as to why his attack had no effect at all. Lin Mo smiled slightly. Senior brother Zhuang, my soul defense is actually stronger. Ah, Zhuang Bai chuckled. Junior brother Lin, I don't even know how to evaluate you. Forget it, this battle is a draw. Lin Mo bowed slightly to Zhuang Bai. Thank you for your guidance, senior brother. Lin Mo's defense was simply too abnormal, impossible to break through. What else could he do but call it a draw? Lin Mo himself knew that his physical defense was actually okay. As long as it was true God rank 8, it would be enough to pose a threat to him. But his soul defense was truly too powerful. Within the true God realm, basically no one could do anything to Lin Mo. Even if Lin Mo had the intention to kill, he could counter-kill. Lin Mo also knew at this time that he had the opportunity to defeat Zhuang Bai, simply by using the Soul Severance sword to launch a soul attack. But Lin Mo felt it wasn't necessary. With a record of 6 wins and 1 draw, and 63,000 points of reward, it was enough for him to increase his permissions. There was no need to go too far, and keeping some trump cards was good for him. Zhu Tian nodded slightly, a look of appreciation in his eyes. Lin Mo knew when to advance and when to retreat, when to be high profile and when to be low-key. This was very good. With both parties' agreement, the 7th battle ends in a draw. Your continuous challenge mission has ended. Total reward obtained. 63,000 points. Your record at the Human Emperor Arena will be saved. We hope you can always remain undefeated. You will leave in 1 minute. Welcome to the Human Emperor Arena again. Zhuang Bai said to Lin Mo, when you have time, remember to come to Star System 10. Chu Da Sha and I will treat you to drinks. Lin Mo responded with a smile, I'll definitely come if I have the chance. Zhuang Bai obviously had a good impression of Lin Mo, and Lin Mo also had a good impression of Zhuang Bai. After several consecutive battles, both felt that the other was someone worth befriending. After leaving the Human Emperor training ground, Lin Mo's consciousness returned to the mission room. With the points settled, Lin Mo's permissions were automatically upgraded to level 4. From level 4 onwards, Lin Mo's activity range expanded to the entire Vermilion Bird starfield. Level 3 to level 4 was a huge transformation. It could be said that he had jumped from a frog at the bottom of a well to the mouth of the well, truly seeing the first step of this world. Everyone had different feelings and shocks when they were promoted to level 4 permissions. But now Lin Mo didn't have the time for that. He sat in the mission room with his eyes closed, all the insights from the previous battles rushing in. Especially Zhuang Bai showing him the soul of the true God realm, telling him some characteristics of the true God realm, and letting him understand the path he would take in the future. The subsequent consecutive battles allowed Lin Mo to see the power of the true God realm. It was a completely different power from the transcendent God realm. To summarize it in one sentence, it was the fused use of the soul and laws. Everyone knew that after reaching the transcendent God realm, the most important things for cultivators were laws and soul. The soul was the foundation, and laws were the weapons. But in the transcendent God realm, laws were laws, and the soul was the soul. Although there would be some connection between the two, they were not completely fused together. But after reaching the true God realm, laws and soul began to truly fuse together. As the level increased, the degree of fusion between the two would become higher and higher. Until the soul was filled with laws, under the cover and protection of laws, soul manifestation was achieved. Every move of the soul could mobilize laws. I understand, I finally understand. From transcendent God to true God, the final 1% is not the understanding itself, but to pass through the soul. The soul opened its eyes, and a gray and white law appeared on his small palm. The undying law's mastery was 9%, always a little short of 10%. Using the soul as a vessel, melting laws. Lin Mo shouted softly, and the undying law in his hand instantly drilled into the soul. Before, the soul could mobilize and use laws, but it had never actively absorbed laws. Now Lin Mo allowed the soul to absorb the law into the soul and melt the law. The whole process was like refining a magic treasure with the soul, treating the law as a magic treasure, and the soul as firewood, refining it. The law was assimilated with the soul bit by bit. Lin Mo's soul quality was too high, and the whole refining process was very smooth. Lin Mo finally understood why at least a rank 2 soul was needed to become a true god. Because a rank 1 soul had too many impurities and could not melt laws at all. Even if it was barely melted, it would make the law impure, which would cut off one's path forward. So, the soul was the foundation, the most important foundation. Lin Mo possessed a rank 4 soul, let alone becoming a true god, even becoming a divine venerable was enough. As such, his process of fusing laws was exceptionally smooth. In just a single day, he had completely fused the law of immortality into his soul. His soul world trembled violently, and a vast galaxy appeared within it. The law galaxy manifested, its colors a mix of gray and white, with the powers of life and death flowing gently within. They were intertwined yet remained independent. Each existed within the other, yet they did not interfere. Beneath the law galaxy was a small tributary. This tributary branched off from the law galaxy, connecting to Lin Mo's body. At the very end of the tributary, a portion had already changed, bearing Lin Mo's mark. This was the law of immortality that Lin Mo controlled, a mere 9% of mastery, so insignificant compared to the entire law galaxy. Lin Mo felt his own insignificance, sensing the vastness of the world, far beyond his imagination. At this moment, the portion of the tributary controlled by Lin Mo increased slightly. Another part was marked with Lin Mo's imprint. His mastery of the law took a significant step forward. Many insights surfaced in Lin Mo's mind, and his control over the law of immortality advanced further, finally reaching 10%. Although it only increased by 1%, Lin Mo felt that his understanding of the law had increased several times over. He understood the law of immortality even better, wielding it more skillfully. The 10% of the law that had fused into his soul felt completely different from before. A vast aura emanated from his body, instantly sweeping through the mission center, and then the entire star. Lin Mo began his breakthrough, transforming from the transcendent God realm towards the true God realm. The cultivators on the star sensed Lin Mo's breakthrough aura, their faces showing surprise. Why is he breaking through here? Within a star, the laws are unclear, and the power of the great world is not strong enough. This isn't a good place for a breakthrough. Breaking through from transcendent God to true God is a major transformation. He should be in the starry sky. Ideally, he should go to the War God Hall. They have cultivation rooms there, and for a few points, he can rent one with a star array, where the power is more abundant. Everyone shook their heads, feeling that Lin Mo had chosen a problematic location for his breakthrough. A star wasn't a good place for a breakthrough. Come to the War God Hall to break through. A voice suddenly echoed in Lin Mo's ear, startling him awake. Lin Mo recognized the voice as belonging to Luo Chengken from the War God Hall. Without any hesitation, Lin Mo immediately left the mission room and headed directly to the War God Hall via the teleportation array. Chapter 1020, The Curse of the Great World Rune reappears. Lin Mo, radiating the aura of his breakthrough, rushed into the War God Hall. Inside, he met Luo Chengken. Lin Mo respectfully greeted Luo Chengken. "Greetings, Elder Luo." Luo Chengken pointed to the star array not far away. "Go break through inside the array." Lin Mo was slightly stunned. The star array was no small matter. It protected the entire War God Hall, and perhaps even the entire star system. He was going to break through inside the array. Was that appropriate? Luo Chengken saw Lin Mo's hesitation. "Go, the star array contains the most concentrated power of the great world, and you'll gain the most benefits during your breakthrough. Remember, don't break through inside a star again. If you need to break through, go outside the star, or you'll be affected. When breaking through, it's best to choose a place where the laws of the great world are most concentrated, understand?" Lin Mo understood that Luo Chengken was definitely giving him special treatment. He bowed to Luo Chengken again. "Thank you, Elder Luo." With the breakthrough imminent, he couldn't hesitate. He immediately flew towards the star array. Luo Chengken cast a light, which landed on the star array, guiding Lin Mo. Following Luo Chengken's guidance, Lin Mo entered the star array. Before him were countless stars, as if the entire great world was contained within the array. Lin Mo knew this was just an illusion created by the star array. However, Luo Chengken was right. Within the star array, the laws of the great world were extremely concentrated, and all kinds of laws were very clear. The power of the laws permeated the area, and with each heartbeat and pulse, the power of the laws would automatically enter his body. Breaking through here would definitely provide the most benefits. Compared to the cultivation room he rented during his first visit to receive the Great World Law baptism, the Great World Laws here were much more concentrated. Lin Mo felt grateful to Luo Chengken and immediately began his full breakthrough without hesitation. The biggest difference between the transcendent God realm and the true God realm was the soul's fusion of laws. But this was only the foundation. The real transformation began after the foundation was laid. For ordinary people, it would only increase the power of their various spells, enhance their control over the laws, or make their talents stronger. But for someone like Lin Mo, who had mastered a law domain, it was different. They had to incorporate the law domain into their soul, laying a solid foundation for further soul manifestation. His soul flew out of his body, a fourth-grade soul, as clear and crystalline as crystal. After absorbing the soul power of the Kongwen Buddha, Lin Mo's soul had completely stabilized. Even within the crystal-like soul, a flowing light appeared. The light flowed gently within his soul, appearing and disappearing. In addition, the law of immortality, which had already been fused into his soul, circulated endlessly like blood. Next, a strange star, gray and white, rose behind Lin Mo, and black gas formed from the law of slaughter continuously rotated around the strange star. At this moment, Lin Mo had two paths before him. One was to refine both law domains into his soul. The other was to only refine the law of immortality into his soul and abandon the law of slaughter. In that case, his dual law domain would be gone. Lin Mo thought for a moment and made his decision. His soul suddenly opened its mouth and inhaled, drawing in both law domains. Lin Mo didn't give up on the law of slaughter. Although it was only a second-tier law, when fused with the law of immortality, it could increase the power of his law domain. Moreover, when he reached the God Emperor realm, he would still need to comprehend other laws. Since that was the case, why give up now? Lin Mo followed his heart and began to fuse the law domain. His heart beat faster and faster, making a thumping sound like a drum. Each beat would burst out a large amount of special power, constantly strengthening his body. The star array contained vast power, all of which came from the power of the great world. At this moment, they spontaneously entered Lin Mo's body, entering his heart, making the heart of flame even stronger. The heart of flame beat even more fiercely, and the speed became faster and faster, exceeding 1,000 beats per minute. Lin Mo was completely red, as if he was about to burn. His body temperature continued to rise, exceeding 100,000 degrees. Impurities were constantly being refined out, and his body became stronger and stronger. Luo Chengken looked at Lin Mo, his eyes filled with a hint of envy, and said softly, "He even obtained the heart of flame, what a great opportunity. Both his body and soul are transforming together, advancing side by side, truly remarkable." Lin Mo had underestimated the heart of flame. Even Luo Chengken was envious, and the power of the heart of flame was far beyond his imagination. Although it was said that the soul was fundamental, the importance of the body should not be underestimated. However, for most cultivators, the body was secondary. But if they could be improved together, that would be the best. With the heart of flame beating day after day, Lin Mo Yu's physical foundation had long become incomparably solid. At this moment, it was even a step ahead of his soul, completing its transformation and entering the true God realm. Subsequently, his soul completely fused with the law domain, similarly entering the true God realm. Body and soul, one before the other, both completed their breakthroughs. Their breakthroughs triggered qualitative changes, driving comprehensive breakthroughs in spells, talents, and power. The talent giant tree began to sway wildly, constantly growing, becoming taller and sturdier. Branches drooped and extended, and the leaves became increasingly dense. It exuded an even more astonishing aura, and its talent was transforming. Each spell star simultaneously began to transform, becoming stronger and brighter. The star array vibrated, and a large amount of power poured in, providing energy for the transformation of the talent giant tree and the spell stars. Luo Chengken could feel Lin Mo Yu constantly drawing energy from the star array. He smiled slightly, let him absorb, the more the better. Lin Mo Yu seemed to hear Luo Chengken's words and absorbed it unreservedly and unscrupulously. This star array had been operating for who knows how many years, and the energy accumulated within was as vast as the sea. What Lin Mo Yu absorbed was like a drop in the ocean. Moreover, in Luo Chengken's eyes, the more Lin Mo Yu absorbed, the better. During a breakthrough, the more energy absorbed, the stronger the potential and the more solid the foundation. Lin Mo Yu, with his solid foundation and deep potential, needed much more energy during his breakthrough than ordinary people. Otherwise, he wouldn't have called Lin Mo Yu to the War God Temple, let alone opened the star array for him to use. Over the years, very few people had such benefits. The talent giant tree and the spell stars continuously drew energy from the star array, and the talent giant tree grew larger and larger. It supported the entire soul world, reaching the sky and standing on the earth, and the soul world gradually expanded under its support. As the soul world expanded, the energy required became even more vast. Fortunately, there was the star array, otherwise, it couldn't be supplied at all. The spell stars also became increasingly brighter. At this moment, Lin Mo Yu frowned tightly. He felt a chill from the deepest part of his soul. A spot of light suddenly appeared in the depths of his soul. Upon closer inspection, the essence of the light spot was an incredibly complex rune. The Great World Rune brought a curse, cursing Lin Mo Yu and suppressing the growth of his power. Lin Mo Yu said coldly, "Your whole body is covered in cracks, you are severely damaged and can barely protect yourself, yet you still want to suppress me. Dream on."